Bracket Buster.
Wasn't the sound we were supposed to play, but that's all right. Big upsets, bracket busters yesterday in the NCAA tournament. Of course, number 15, Princeton upsetting number 2 seed Arizona. Then Furman shocking Virginia 13-4. While Virginia, man, that was
huge.
Yes, and Furman, got to give them a credit. And, of course, all the talk about what's going on with Princeton. We'll dive more into that. Getting you caught up on what's going on right now. Number 13, Kennesaw State, which is just north of Atlanta and Georgia, nearly pulled off a massive first-round upset this morning over number 3 seed Xavier. Unfortunately, the game ultimately came down to a controversial no call on the Owls. That's the Kennesaw State Owls' last offensive possession, as Kennesaw, their guard, was blocked on a drive to the basket that would have given the Owls a 1-point lead with around 5 seconds remaining. And a lot of fans saw it. They saw a foul on Xavier as the Kennesaw player attempted to control the offensive rebound, but nothing was called. It was a bad call, no call, I should say, and we could have seen another upset, but that wasn't the case.
Well, and Sean Miller, a lot of folks forget that Sean Miller is the head coach at Xavier. They just chipped away. They were down by, 7 at one time at halftime they came back. Got down by 12 when they came back. But I'm like you, Rock. I'm like, wow. These guys swallow their whistle. And I was just thinking about the officiating has been, fairly clean after one day. And then today you see that and go, oh, my gosh. I hope we don't start seeing some of the bad calls in that kind of a scenario. But, give them credit. They come back and win that game. And the Michigan State 72-62 victory over USC. Man, defense, dominance, breaking clipboards over there by Tommy Izzo and the whole gang really goes to show you, I feel, guys, that it's a defensive coaching that pretty much SC was not in this game from the get-go. They pretty much got after him from right away.
It seems like the last couple of years, Michigan State's always that 10 or 7 seed, and they always show out. It's going to be a tough game. They got, I believe, Marquette next. It'll be a hell of a match.
Physicality, that matches Michigan State. Tom is on his team. Defense and physicality.
So we'll get you caught up on some of the scores right now in regards to today's action. Currently, St. Mary's, which is the 5-seeder, up on VCU. It was the other way around most of the game. 54-47, 354 in that one. Marquette is up on Vermont, the number 2 versus a 15, 43 to 36, 17-44 in that one. Pittsburgh all over Iowa State, 20-2. 10-52 in the first half in that one. NC State and Creighton. Creighton's up 7-2 early in that one. And some finals, as we talked about earlier with USC. They lost by 10 to Michigan State. Xavier, of course, over Kennesaw State. But Baylor got by UC Santa Barbara 74-56. Tonight, later on this afternoon, ASU. They'll continue their NCAA tournament run. As their 11th ranked, they'll take on the 6-seeded TCU in the first round action. That'll be coming from Denver as, of course, the Devils advanced past the first 4 with their blowout win over Nevada on Wednesday. Elsewhere, 14th seed Grand Canyon University. They'll clash with number 3-seeded Gonzaga later in round 1 action. So got 2 teams still left in Arizona to root for with the Sun Devils and GCU. Those games will get going tonight. But the Suns back in the win column after holding off the Magic, 116-113, a victory downtown in Footprint. Devin Booker, only 19 points. Thought they was going to have more.
I was thinking about you, Rock.
I know. I took the bet of 30 over, and that did not happen. It has a low-scoring outfit for Devin. Campaign was hot, as Manuch says. He consisted to be hot off the bench. 18 points, had a great game, and they snapped the 3-game skid. They are now a full game ahead of the Los Angeles Clippers for 4th in the West. It would have turned out to be 5th if they would have lost. So it's going to go back and forth. They got a little bit of some time off until they play. I think it's 12:30 on Sunday as they got Oklahoma City in Oklahoma.
Yeah, it was good to see CP3, come alive the last 5 minutes, Rock. I mean, came alive, had some big buckets. And then Okogie's block at the end, it's like, what do you – oh, okay, nice block. I mean, that was risky as hell. I mean, I got to tell you what, I'm like, man, he's out there at the three-pointer. All they need is basically 3 to get back in this game to tie this game, and you're kind of going, oh, okay. So to hear the guys talk about, yeah, we love it, the aggressiveness that Okokie gives at you, but sometimes you just got to be smart. Hell, he was out there about 33 feet. So it's been very difficult for him to make it, but got to tell you what, that kid is one of the best, as a rookie to come down the pike. And he was all over the place in that fourth quarter. If that kid is under control,
yeah,
I mean, they might have tied that game up.
Game-saving block there. And finally, this Suns team gets what they don't get many of, and that's called a clutch win. They don't have a lot of clutch wins. If they've won a game by 3 points or fewer the last 2 months, the last time they did that was January 22nd. They're 4-9. That is a record in 3 points or fewer in a game this season, which is the worst in the entire Western Conference.
And I'll never forget this. You brought that up toward the end of the season, that the year or 2 years ago when they were going into the playoffs. And two people you were talking about, one was CP3 as far as clutch winning. He was in the top 5 at the time when they were coming down the pike and going into the playoffs. You mentioned that same stat where the Suns were like number 1 or number 2, and the number 1 guy was CP3 as far as his clutch winning, because we saw him that first year he was here with the elbow jumpers and making shots for them to get a better seeding going into the playoffs. And I remember the argument we had about, the matchups. But they just kept winning and eventually ended up playing the Lakers, and they won that.
So the clutch games is at least to me, and I've been doing this a while, is a fairly new term. And what that is, score within 5 points at any point in the last 5 minutes, regardless of the score. Now, there are only 4 NBA teams that have fewer clutch wins this season: Bulls, Rockets, Pistons, and Spurs. And 3 of those are currently trying to lose as many games as possible for the tanking, right? So, anyway, but speaking of tanking, they don't know how to do it, and that is your Arizona Coyotes as they extended their point streak to 7 freaking games. Yes, 7 straight as they beat the Canucks last night in Tempe 3-2. Travis Boyd scored twice. Lawson Krause had another. That was the 3 as they've won 3 in a row. They're now 5-0-2 during the point streak. They host the Blackhawks tomorrow to close out the 4-game homestand. Also, in some other news, Josh Doan, the son of Shane Doan, has agreed to a 3-year entry-level deal with the Coyotes. It's good news. But this Yotes team, currently, if the draft was today, okay, they would have the 8th pick. 8th.
Wow. See what winning will do for you, Rock?
Pick.
Yeah, that'll do that. Winning. God forbid they develop, Rock, and play well after everybody, their mother's been playing for the last 6 months, and here they are with 2 weeks left in the season, and they're starting to get traction and winning games, getting used to playing each other. Hey, Bill Armstrong, what the hell's going on over there? But I credit him. I credit this organization, the coaching staff, everybody over there with getting these young guys. They're playing a lot of ice time, Rock. You look at their ice time, they're playing a lot. Goalie play has been outstanding. Clayton Keller's this last month taking his game to an all-new level. So you just got to like what they're doing and go, okay, we got the 8th pick. They might end up with the 10th pick, or they could lose the last 2 weeks. Who knows? You got to credit the organization for allowing these guys to develop and play a little bit here.
So the race for number 1, ESPN posted this today. Now, the NHL uses a draft lottery to determine the order, okay, of that first round. So teams that finish in last are not necessarily guaranteed that number 1 selection. But right now it goes Columbus, San Jose, Anaheim, Chicago, Philadelphia, Montreal, Vancouver, and then Arizona. Arizona right now is tied with the St. Louis Blues with 63 points. This is just mind-boggling.
So are you saying those other teams know how to tank better than the Yotes? I mean, you think of Chicago, St. Louis, Vancouver. I don't know. Sometimes I think you got to give an organization credit for building the right way and not so much rely on those first-round picks, unless it's that superstar, unless you're really bad and you just can't get out of your own way, and you're at the bottom of it, and then you get that number 1 pick in the draft, and it takes you 2 or 3 years to get there anyway. So why not continue to build, get a solid pick with all the other picks you've got, and build from there?
Just give me a little. What do you
think? Leeway,
no, Batman. What's that saying?
Riddle me this.
Riddle me this. I mean, if you look at the standings right now, and you look at the Western Conference and the Pacific. I always get this
Central.
Yeah, the Central now in the Western Conference. They're second to last place, but they're tied for second or third to last place. But, if they go a little run here, playoffs?
Well, I mean,
we've seen crazier things happen. They can beat Chicago tomorrow.
The only one that's
get a couple more points there. They just keep climbing, and maybe you see Nashville and Winnipeg, they have 79 and 75 respectively, start losing. Next thing you know, they're in there, and we're coming down to last week, and they needed just a couple more wins.
The only anomaly we've seen this decade was St. Louis. When I think it was January 13th, the year they won the Stanley Cup, they were in last place.
Yeah.
They made the run. They changed out the coach. They made the run. And I think they made the playoffs on the second to last day of the season. And then they win the Stanley Cup. They go on this roll. I don't know if that's going to happen with the Oaks.
Yesterday, Madison Bumgarner pitched well. 4 scoreless innings. Gave up just 2 hits and struck out 4 in the win over the Cubs 3-1 in Mesa. Right now, they're just underway as the D-backs and Rockies playing at Salt River. But we are out here at Twin Peaks in Scottsdale, thanks to our friends at Dos Equis, as we've teamed up with them for our Win 910 on 910 Fan Pick'em contest, which is a 3-in-1 contest. So your bracket is already busted. I can probably guarantee that. You can't, I mean, I can look at it right now.
1 minute. Mm-hmm. Mine is.
Is yours bad? Yeah.
U of A, I had them in the Final Four.
But right now, Ben is currently winning. He's got 30, followed by Manuch and my dog, Guinness. Guinness took every underdog.
Did he? I get it.
Every underdog.
I see the court.
And he's tied for second with you. Jimmy B, Darren are third. I am tied with Gross and Jax. Then Bauer and no surprise, Barney's in last. So,
because UCLA Bruin, can they continue to move strong? We love you, Barney.
You probably had them all.
Yeah,
all that matters is the Final Four. If you secure a Final Four, points double as you progress on that.
Well, I lost one in U of A, so I'm 1 out. So I got to hope my other Final Four guys stick around. Now Final 3.
Hey, coming up, Scotty Williams is going to join us. Of course, the TV color analyst, former 3-time NBA champion, North Carolina Tar Heel. He will join us. Coming up, we'll have our sounds of the night from last night, thanks to our Valley Chevy dealers. It's a St. Paddy's Day March Madness here at Twin Peaks in Scottsdale. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
The Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em is back. Win 910 on 910 Bracket Challenge presented by Dos Equis. Win man cards after every round. Win the entire bracket and take home a $910 man card. Plus your height in Dos Equis. Head to fanpick'em.com.
Win your height in Dos Equis. Head to fanpick'em.com to fill out your Twin Peaks Win 910 on 910 Bracket Challenge. It's never too late. Play as you can win Twin Peaks man cards after every round. That's fanpick'em.com.
We're your neighbors. You should stop by for a visit. We're Casino Arizona. Come on in. Our slots are spinning, our dealers are dealing, and everyone's yelling bingo. Isn't it about time you see your friends again? So stop by to say hello. Stay a while. Relax. Enjoy yourself. We'd love to see you again. Hey, this place was made to entertain. We're your Casino, Arizona.
The right price, the right selection. It's all now at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Stop by today and see why Wright Toyota continues to be Arizona's top Toyota dealership, located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Before new Cascade Platinum Plus, I would pre-rinse all my dishes because my old detergent just wouldn't get them clean. But now I do dishes differently. And no pre-wash, no rewash, money back guaranteed kind of different. Because Cascade Platinum Plus has double the grease fighting power of Dawn built right in, with twice the scrubbing power, giving me a clean that lets me break all the dish rules. I just scrape, load, and I'm done. Yep. So clean. With Cascade Platinum Plus, I dare to dish differently.
I thought learning a language would be too much work, but Babbel makes learning fun. J'aime Babbel.
Babbel's lessons only take 10 or 15 minutes. And soon you turn and realize, hey, I'm starting to speak another language. How'd that happen?
Babbel isn't robots talking. You learn words and phrases from real native speakers. I was ready for real-life conversations in just a few weeks. So easy.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Avast ye homeowners! Are ye plagued by foreclosure? Well, here at Jim Ladd and Matey, we can stop your foreclosure now. We're a mortgage rescue company, and for the small fee of everything you hold dear, we will negotiate with your lender on your behalf, and we guarantee results. Guarantee results. Aye, the bird speaks the truth. Them's be the benefits of working with a true professional. So don't dilly-dally about. Listen to the wise counsel of your old pal, Honest Jim. He can't be trusted. Call Jim Ladd and Matey at 1-800-YAR-YAR. That's 1-800-YAR. YAR.
If you're facing foreclosure, make sure you're talking to the right people. Speak with HUD-approved housing counselors free of charge at 888-995-HOPE. That's 888-995-HOPE. Brought to you by NeighborWorks America and the Ad Council.
The Drive with Jody Ayler, now in mornings, Monday, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910. The madness continues. Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, live from Twin Peaks, courtesy of Dos Equis. It's not too late to win yourself a Twin Peaks man card. Go to fanpick'em.com and enter the Twin Peaks Bracket Challenge. Twin Peaks man cards after every round. Here's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B.
Yeah, that's right. A happy St. Patty's Day and a Friday March Madness for you. As we're out here at Twin Peaks, just heard a big voice guy. Scottsdale today. Next Thursday, be Tempe, and then back here on Friday. Fanpick'em.com still can get in as we have weekly, or I should say after each round, Twin Peaks man cards available to you. I'm also going to tell you today's the last day to get involved in our CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona trip to Houston. All you got to do is like their Instagram page at Casino, Arizona. And then tomorrow, the winner will be randomly selected on all the likes that they have participated. So, hopefully you'll be getting a call from the casino, and you'll know that you won this contest, and you're off to Houston for 2 games on April 1st and 1 game on Monday, of course. But let's get you caught up in all the scores from this morning and the ones that are in progress. Here's Jax with the latest.
What you got, Jax? What's up?
The day was started with 7 Michigan State against USC, number 10 seed, and Michigan State pulled out the win, 72-62. It was followed by number 3 Xavier winning 72-67 over 14 seeded Kennesaw State. Close one, almost an upset, but they pull it off there. Number 3 Baylor won handily 18 points against 14 UC Santa Barbara. 5 St. Mary's beat 12 VCU, no 5-12 upset there, beating them 63-51. And the current games, there's 3 of them right now. 6 Creighton against NC State. Creighton leads 18-12, with 8:44 left in the first half. The other games going on, 6 Iowa State is down 15-26 against 11 Pittsburgh. Upset alert, Manuch, potentially, but Iowa State shooting lights out in the last 4 minutes or so. 4 minutes and 48 seconds left in the first half of that game. And then the recent most updated game, 12 minutes left in the second half. 2 Marquette against 15 Vermont. They are up 51-43.
The Iowa State, they started 0-11 in their shooting and then went 5 for 11, or 5 for 12, and now starting to make a comeback here as they're down 26-17 with 4:25 in that one. Cyclones, the number 6 seed. Pittsburgh, a lot of people talking about Pittsburgh. A lot of people got them going deep in their bracket. But anyway, let's get to our Sounds of the Night, which is brought to you by your Valley Chevy dealers. Your Valley Chevy dealers serving the Valley for over 80 years. Find new roads at your Chevy dealer. Head to valleychevy.com. We're going to take you back to last night and the final call from the Princeton radio network called Varsity. You know, the Ivy League, they do it differently. It's not like WKRP or KZOE or whatever it is. Yeah. They got to go Varsity. And here is the final call as Princeton knocked off Arizona.
15 seconds left. Ramey, turnaround 3. That's an air ball. Paulo tries to save it. He does the Larson. Creasa down to 7. He launches a 3. That's no good. Taken by Walmart with 3 seconds left to go. The Tigers are going to do it. The Walmart's free throw is up and in with 3 seconds left to go. Missed it. Larson gets it. Throws it down the floor. It's over. 15 beats 2. Princeton upsets Arizona 59-55 in a shocker in Sacramento.
Varsity there as number 15 seed Princeton pulls off that shocking 59-55 upset at number 2 Arizona in the South region. After the show yesterday, we got done at 4 o'clock in Tempe, Twin Peaks, and I fired up the Wildcat radio network and wanted to hear Glenn Howe, our friend, and do the hear the callers
post game.
You've done that many years with the Arizona Cardinals.
Sure have. I think there's a sainthood for me handling all those Cardinal calls for years.
Well, the bear down, as Glenn Howe says it every time someone comes on the air. It's kind of fun to listen to him since we know him pretty well as a football guy doing basketball. But anyway, they were getting a lot of phone calls, a lot of season ticket holders, a lot of cats, and it seemed like it was pretty much everyone was on the same page as they kept calling this team soft and that they didn't play physical, they didn't play strong enough. And I want you to hear some of what Tommy Lloyd said after it, and lack of energy and things like that. So we have 2 cuts about saying the players had the lack of energy, and then we'll fire off the other one about how this is a setback.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. I don't know.
Do you want to set up the second one, Rock?
That wasn't the message.
All right, cool. I'm going to potty back up now.
And I thought we were, trying to build for a tournament run. And, maybe, I don't know, maybe some of these guys just, were a little bit nervous. I don't know. And, or they expected the game to be easier than when it was. But that definitely wasn't the message from the coaching staff. And, I just know this. Nothing great in life is achieved without energy and enthusiasm. So, I think that's one of those things these players need to take a look in the mirror. And that's a controllable by them, is their effort and their energy. So we can be better there.
There's some fans that were calling in for Tommy Lloyd's job. Tommy Lloyd has won more games as a coach there in the first 3 years than anyone has done. I think you look at this team, they don't have one guy go in the NBA. Last year they had 3.
Yes, correct.
They weren't picked to do anything.
You don't think Sabelis will go to the league?
No.
No, you think he'll be there one more year?
He's going to come back.
He would probably he'd probably be a second rounder if that type of thing. Rock, I think the one thing that I was listening to some of the stuff last night and reading stuff online is out hustled, out coached.
Yes,
and I think those are the 2 things. I don't
out hustled.
Out hustled. I don't.
That's
I don't
where that lack of energy.
I don't. As a team, it's the NCAA's. Whether you're the number 1 seed, the 2 or the 3, you got to remember now that anything can happen, and you got to bring the energy. And again, you looked at out coach. I didn't see any adjustments by Tommy Lloyd. For those that I would never fire the guy first and foremost. Don't get me wrong. He's done a hell of a job down there. But
you won the Pac-12.
Yeah, you won the Pac-12. You got to remember these guys were all over. We were just talking about perimeter defense before we started the show. Wouldn't it be nice to see perimeter defense like this in the NBA? The way these guys are all over the place. But I think after the first 5 minutes, I think U of A noticed the energy by Princeton that they're going to have to bring it the whole game. And the defense by Princeton that they were getting into, I didn't see any adjustments toward that to get to Tubelis and then the big guy down low on a consistent basis.
And the thing is Arizona shot better from the field and the 3-point
3 minutes.
That's crazy, and they lost.
Well, but they got a rebound, and then they had a few turnovers at the end as well.
They got a rebound by 1 rebound.
Yeah, but the other thing too is the game slowed way down by Princeton. They went down
I see what you did there.
Second gear, and sometimes they get impatient. I thought they got a little impatient at the end of the game, but you got to give Princeton credit. Just out hustled, out coached, outplayed. They wanted it more because they knew that, hey, we got nothing to lose. We got house money. And U of A's and they're like, well, what if we just cruise and get to the second round? We'll go from there.
Well, I hope Tubelis does come back. I mean, if he would have had some help, that way they had a couple guys got hurt early on.
Crease has struggled. 2 minutes. He's been struggling he's been hurt, that shoulder. He struggled. And then you just didn't get any of the support from that they had. I would have thought that UCLA game in the Pac-12 championship, that real low-scoring game, reminded me of this Princeton game, that they had something to draw off of. You go, okay, this is going to be close. It's going to be defensive. Let's go down low. Let's box out. Let's go make some things happen here. Because you leave teams like Princeton, whoever, hanging around, they'll figure out a way with free throws or get a call or make a shot or steal a pass and get a 3-pointer. and make a shot, i.e. Furman, and go from there.
Let's get in one more cut. Here's Tommy Lloyd talking about this loss is a small setback, but and he felt it's sad for these guys as they did not get to run, get a run, I should say, that he felt they were built for.
Yeah, no, listen, I've been blessed. I've had a great start to my coaching career, at Gonzaga, then coming to Arizona. And,
1 minute.
There's going to be some bad with a lot of good, and I'm built for it. And, this is going to be a small setback, because, not for me. I'm just sad for these guys that they don't get to experience how special an NCAA run is, because these guys were built to do that. And we ran into a good team today that made all the right plays at the right time, and we weren't able to separate from them enough when we had opportunities. And that's what happens when you are able to stick around a basketball game. I mean, they made enough plays down the stretch, and we didn't. And I'll tip my hat to them. I mean, they're a hard team to play against. I knew it was going to be a tough game. I just know that program has a ton of pride, and they're well coached and have great fundamentals, and that showed today.
Tommy Lloyd, after last night's loss to Princeton, of course, he came from Gonzaga, who are making their 25th consecutive NCAA appearance, and they're going to face number 14 seed Grand Canyon, and we're going to catch up with the TV analyst and former North Carolina Tar Heel, 3-time NBA champion, Scotty Williams. He's going to join us next. We're coming to you live from the Twin Peaks in Scottsdale. Thanks to Dos Equis. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
NCAA March Madness, number 3 seed Xavier and 14 seed Kennesaw State in a close one down the stretch. Xavier played from behind most of the game, won in the final seconds on free throws. The Arizona women's basketball team defeated the 10th seed West Virginia 75-62 today in College Park, Maryland. Kate Reese led the way with 25 points and 6 rebounds. The Sun Devils tip off against TCU tonight in the first round of their March Madness debut, fighting to keep their season alive. GCU takes on Gonzaga this afternoon. I'm Seth Everett on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Golfers, swing by Vans Golf Shops for the multi-vendor demo event happening this Friday and Saturday from 10 to 4 at the Valley Golf Center in Avondale. This big 2-day event is your chance to demo the hottest new products and get custom fit by the manufacturers. Go to worldwidegolfshops.com and book your custom fitting. Happening March 17th and 18th at Vans Golf Shops at Valley Golf Center in Avondale. Vans Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee.
Home shopping? You'll need a pre-approval letter. Call GC Global Capital, and you can get pre-approved in minutes. Call 480-397-9300. Free second opinions and comparisons. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker. NMLS 1091187. License MB 0924983. An equal opportunity lender.
It's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We love providing great food for family gatherings, parties, even work meetings. And we make it simple.
We sure do, no matter what the occasion. At Venezia's, we make catering easy. You can see our entire catering menu online at venezias.com. Or let us know how we can help at one of our 6 locations, including the newest, now open in Chandler.
We'd love to bring Venezia's to your next party. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition.
Spend championship weekend in Houston on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. To enter, visit the Casino Arizona Instagram page at Casino Arizona and look for the post announcing the giveaway. Like the post, comment with your pick to win it all, and you're registered. That's at Casino Arizona on Instagram.
Golfers, swing by Vans Golf Shops for the multi-vendor demo event happening this Friday and Saturday from 10 to 4 at the Valley Golf Center in Avondale. This big 2-day event is your chance to demo the hottest new products and get custom fit by the manufacturers. Go to worldwidegolfshops.com and book your custom fitting. Happening March 17th and 18th at Vans Golf Shops at Valley Golf Center in Avondale. Vans Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee.
Attention seniors on Medicare. One Medical Seniors is
Scotty's not answering.
Designed around you and your needs. With convenient locations.
I'm just telling you that
care coordination with specialists. Our entire team works together to provide you with the best care possible.
Yeah, I got some voicemail twice.
At one of our no-cost events, like a Medicare 101 or a
Does he have the hotline number?
And bring a friend. Learn more at onsphoenix.com. That's OMSPhoenix.com.
This family takes turns turning heads.
You guys want me to come back right now? You want me to add a spot?
Athleticism. All they need now is for you to drive them off the lot. The Mercedes-Benz family of SUVs. A family of unrivaled vehicles waiting at your local dealer.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling. The limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work.
All right, guys, we're coming back.
The Madness.
No, he's not here yet. You guys want me to come back with the rejoiner still?
With Jimmy B, live from Twin Peaks, courtesy of Dos Equis. It's not too late to win your...
I'll let you guys know. I'll keep an eye on the phone.
Go to fanpick'em.com and enter the Twin Peaks Bracket Challenge. Twin Peaks
guys are hot.
After every round, here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Hey, today is your last chance to win tickets to the NCAA Championship Weekend in Houston. We're calling it the Big Four Weekend. All you got to do is visit the Casino Arizona Instagram page at Casino Arizona and look for the post announcing this giveaway. Like the post, comment with your pick to win the championship, and tag a friend's Instagram account. And then we ask that you follow both Casino Arizona and our page, which is at Roc and Manuch Radio Instagram page. So the prize includes 6 game tickets, so a pair for both games on Saturday, and then a pair for Monday. Also 3 nights to the Marriott in Houston and a $500 Visa gift card. But if you need more details, if that didn't make sense, just go to rockandmanuch.com.
Always makes sense, Rock.
rockandmanuch.com. And then tomorrow, take the points with Jax, Gross, and Bauer. You going to have everybody tomorrow?
No, me and Gross.
No Bauer again?
No Bauer again.
Wow. Good stuff.
What kind of hiatus is he on?
That's seriously, that's like 2 weeks without him there. It's
Yeah.
like, that's good stuff.
No,
Somebody's birthday.
it's been good, though. With Daylight Savings, we'll have Marco D'Angelo on at 11:30 instead of at 12:30. Me and Gross, we'll get him updated with March Madness, get our opinions on what's going on on Sunday. So it'll be a good show.
So we're hoping to catch up with Scotty Williams to talk about a big game tonight with number 14 seed Grand Canyon. The Antelopes take on number 3, the Gonzaga Bulldogs. That's their
Scotty's
first
here.
round. As Gonzaga making their 25th consecutive appearance. How about that? And for, Grand Canyon, this is their second appearance in 3 years. And joining us now is the color analyst and former and current still North Carolina Tar Heel alum and 3-time NBA champion, and someone who's going to be joining us on Final Four weekend Saturday, as he's going to hang out with Manuch and I and Fat Lever. We're all going to be hanging out watching the 2 games on Saturday. Jax will be with us as well, and Scotty joins us now. How you doing, Scotty? What's going on, bud?
What's up, Scott?
What up, fellas? I'm sorry I'm popping on here a couple minutes late. Okay, first turnover for the Lopes. Tonight committed by Williams. I want to apologize for being out here late. I was looking over some talking points. I wanted to get in about the game. Next thing I know, I looked up. I'm like, oh, damn, I got to get on the air with these guys, man, to talk about a big party for the Final Four, which I'm so excited about. It's my first time doing it. I'm looking forward to hopefully a lot of fans will come down. We can talk hoops and have some fun, do some games, and give our bold predictions of what's going to happen. I am a little bummed that my North Carolina Tar Heels did not make the tournament this year. So embarrassing after going to the final game last year, being a preseason number 1. But I am even more excited for my Grand Canyon Antelopes, the Lopes, baby. They won the WAC. Back to the Big Dance for the second time in 3 years.
All right, Scotty. Let's just pump the brakes. We'll talk about the Lopes here in a moment.
Breathe. Breathe.
I'm hyped for the game tonight.
I just want to peel back the onion a little bit and just get how are you handling March Madness without your alma mater playing? That's not something that you're used to at all, is it? North Carolina is there every single year.
No, I'm not. It's so bizarre. This is the first time that a team that has been picked preseason number 1 since 1980 not to make the tournament. So we are thoroughly embarrassed in the state of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. our Tar Heels have done something that I don't think has ever been done since they expanded the field to 64 teams. So very embarrassing year after having so much glory last year.
And Scott, you think about that. I was a little upset they did not choose to go the NIT as well too. I thought that was a little pompous. In my opinion,
why waste
Scott.
the money?
Why not go get some reps with this team and go play it out? I just had a little heartburn with that, Scott.
No.
Well, I could comment on that one, but I might get me in some hot water with the North Carolina faithful, at least the administration, that's for sure. Because, yes, I would have wanted them to go develop some of the young guys. And right now, another player has decided from the bench bunch into the transfer portal. So that's 3 now that have been disgruntled and have entered the transfer portal. So it has worked against Carolina, I think, in a major way. Plus all of the national negative comments from all the sports shows. I think they did themselves a huge disservice.
All right, Scott, let's talk about something positive here. Your GCU Lopes, is it going to be at the law firm of Harrison, McLaughlin, and Bauman to get this team going off from the get-go? They were hot in that last championship game.
Yes, they were. These guys are so fun to watch. You mentioned Harrison going on to win the WAC tournament MVP. McLaughlin was an absolute stud with 80 points over the 4 games in 5 days, grabbing rebounds, taking charges, blocking shots, and the kid Bauman. I don't know how else to say it other than the kid got married last summer. He's got a baby on the way. I'm sure the honeydew list is as long as my leg, and he's not ready to get started on it right now. He decided he better come up and start knocking down some threes because he has been on a tear, and he is not ready to go to work on that nursery just yet.
Scotty, the Zags lead the country in scoring, just close to 87 points. They have not seen, that being the Lopes, have seen a team with so many weapons. How can they slow the Zags down?
They can't. They can't. But I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
right now,
that's good.
It's going to be impossible for them to slow them down. But what they can do is just be as hot as they have been over the last 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, especially last weekend, and knocking down the triple. They're shooting almost 50% from behind the arc. You got a number of players over 50%. They're shooting close to 60% from the field. So they just got to go out there. They can't say we're going to walk the ball up the floor and play a different style. They got to take their chances, go a mano-a-mano against this team, head-to-head, and say, and not blink and see who's going to knock down more shots at the end of the day. They don't got to answer inside for the big guy with the Drew Timmy. That guy's an absolute stud. So they don't have an answer inside for him. They got to try to keep McLaughlin out of foul trouble so he can get on that glass and get extra possessions whenever possible.
And Bryce Drew doesn't play a lot of guys. We talked about Bauman. I think they played 8 guys total in the championship game. Do you think he's going to go have to play a little deeper to what Rock had to say about them getting up and down the court, pushing the pace, that guys are going to need a break or need a blow more often and maybe play 4 or 5 deep, or he go with the same rotation of about 8?
I think he's going to stay about where he's at. You know, he's comfortable with that group. We're going to a little more offense out of Baker, who's definitely capable of knocking down some shots. LaFonso Ellis' kid, Walter Ellis, he's knocked down some big shots and some big free throws. So as a 5th-year player, I don't think he's going to have too much nerves against that high-powered offense. And, you know, the Gonzaga name and Mark Few, you know, all the all the times they've been number 1 in the country. I think we got a number of guys that show some moxie out there. I don't think they'll be that deer in the headlights. And if they can keep it close, you know, and when I say close, under 10.5, under 10 with 10 minutes to play, you give yourself a puncher's chance now trying to steal one.
Scotty, I got to ask, this is Jackson. Looking forward to meeting you for the Final Four event, but the Lopes were in the news ahead of this matchup, local and national news, with the whole bag situation going on. I got to ask, Scotty, you've been around the game for a long time. Have you experienced anything like this, and do you think it'll affect the Lopes tonight? I know it happened a couple of days ago.
It's a charter plane. How does this happen with a charter?
I know Bryce Drew's Christian left his body for a minute when he got to didn't realize that he didn't have any athletic equipment for his boys I mean, I can only imagine. I don't know if he cusses. I highly doubt that he does, but I bet he was thinking about a few that he would have liked to send to whoever was responsible for putting that baggage onto a charter. It's not like you're flying Southwest like I got to do these days. You got a charter, baby.
Hey, Scotty, but they got the priorities right because the band, the cheerleaders, everybody else, they had their luggage, they had their band, they had their instruments. They were all good to go. Is that the priority over there at GCU?
I don't know what happened on this one, but it's funny, but it's not because you're right. The program has been coming out right. Second time in 3 years, you're in the national news for going to the big dance. But I think they got more pub on the fact that they had no sneakers and no practice and game uniforms than they did in the success they've actually had on the floor. So, all right, we'll chalk that one up for a major faux pas. It's like me jump on his call.
2 minutes.
But I know when 4:30 comes around, the guys are going to be ready to perform, and I think they're going to perform at a high level.
Scotty, we're going to catch up with you next week. Hopefully it'll be another win here, and we'll have an opportunity to continue to talk to you, and then we'll lead up to the Final Four at the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. So we're really looking forward to hanging out with you and Fat Lever. It's going to be a blast.
Watch party there for the Lopes today. If anybody can make it over there, the Lopes will be having a watch parties. That's what I've been told. So I'm looking forward to seeing you over there, Jackson. Looking forward to having fun with the fans over in Arizona. It's going to be a heck of a good time. I never even asked you guys who you guys got winning it all.
I have Duke. I know. I didn't want to tell you that.
Oh, you're killing me, Paul. You are absolutely killing me. This driver straight through my heart. Yeah. First, my Tar Heels don't make the tournament. Now you got Duke winning it all.
I mean, if you guys were in there, maybe I would have thought differently.
That area, okay? just do that next time.
Hey, Scotty,
we just beat you down.
Yeah, Scotty, I got KU beating Alabama. Even though it pains me as a K-State Wildcat to take K-Who, I got them beating Bama for the final.
I got Kansas as well, repeat for the first time in I don't know how many years it's been since we've had a repeat champion. But I think they're strong. That kid, what's his name, Wilson? Yeah, he's an absolute.
Scotty, we love you, buddy. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for the time.
Love you guys too. Jackson, I don't know what the heck that was all about.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Come on, Scotty.
He's working you, man. All righty, Jackson. That's great.
Hey, Lopes up.
Lopes up. There he is. Scotty Williams joining us here, 3-time NBA champion, of course, Tar Heel. He'll be joining us on April 1st for both games. We're going to have a blast. He's got a new book. I didn't even get a chance to talk to him about that. He's got a new book coming out. He'll have that with Fat Lever, so you'll hear more about that as we get closer. One betting trend I want to pass along. The over is 6-0 in Grand Canyon's last 6 neutral site games, while going 8-2 in Gonzaga's previous 10 contests. So interesting note there, so check that out. And to Scotty's point, and one big takeaway, he talked about the Grand Canyon State Lopes being able to shoot the three. Well, the Zags team ranks 250th in opponent three-point percentage. So if they're going to have success, that being the Lopes, they're going to have to go deep. So we appreciate Scotty for joining us as he is driven by All City Towing. All City Towing continues to grow, and they are hiring. Head to allcitytowing.com as they have current, immediate, full-time positions available. Everything is up on their website. Go to allcitytowing.com and search careers. Well, coming up, we'll take a little break for some hoops. It is St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, it is.
And as a tradition, we want to go over some of the traditions that maybe they're Irish, maybe they're not. And what are people drinking on St. Patrick's Day? You may be surprised. Appreciate you hanging out with us. We're at the Twin Peaks in Scottsdale. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B right here on Fox Sports.
This is The Herd. Attention listeners. With Colin Cowherd.
Chase Claypool, DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, and tight end Cole Kmet. No more excuses. That's what this was. No more excuses for Justin Fields. It is always, well, he doesn't have this, and he doesn't have that. Justin Fields, to this point, is athletic. He's a highlight player, but doesn't complete enough passes.
This is The Herd. Monday at 10. Tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. And online at wrighttoyota.com.
We're your neighbors. You should stop by for a visit. We're Casino, Arizona. Come on in. Our slots are spinning, our dealers are dealing, and everyone's yelling bingo. Isn't it about time you see your friends again? So stop by to say hello. Stay a while. Relax. Enjoy yourself. We'd love to see you again. Hey, this place was made to entertain. We're your casino, Arizona.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is a casual sports bar and grill with something for everyone. Visit us today at 8880 East Via Linda, Tavern Grill in Scottsdale.
Springtime, the best time of the year here in sunny Arizona. Spring training, spring break, and of course, Duke's on Miller and McDowell. Enjoy this weather on one of their 3 spacious patios. One is smoke-free. Duke's, right on the Greenbelt at Miller and McDowell, has awesome food, great drink specials, and is totally dog-friendly. Meet up with your friends at Duke's for spring training.
Where? Duke's, Miller and McDowell, Scottsdale!
Now open in Rocky Point.
Have you ever noticed that when the afternoon light hits your floors, you can see everything, including dust?
So much dust.
And that floor dust gets kicked up into the air, compromising the quality of air you and your family breathe. Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper is the fast and easy way to clean your floors with ultra-thick pads that trap and lock dust before it gets in the air. Just a couple minutes a day,
And dust is gone.
Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper. Proud partner of the American Lung Association.
The madness continues. Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, live from Twin Peaks, courtesy of Dos Equis. It's not too late to win yourself a Twin Peaks Man card. Go to fanpick'em.com and enter the Twin Peaks Bracket Challenge. Twin Peaks Man cards after every round. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
What in the world are you doing? St. Patrick's Day.
Celebrating St. Patrick's Day.
Kiss me, I'm Irish.
Kiss me, I'm Irish.
Am I Irish? Yeah, it's St. Patrick's Day. Everyone's Irish.
Everyone is a little bit Irish.
It's almost showtime. Okay, happy St. Patrick's Day.
We look at the clock and what does it say?
It's showtime.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Are these 4 common traditions Irish or not? The answers might surprise you.
Okay.
Number 1, wearing green. The whole wear green or the risk of getting pinched thing, that began here in America.
Okay.
And going beyond that, St. Patrick himself was originally associated with the color blue.
Was he really?
Which is why we're both wearing blue today.
We'll get the blue going
yes,
strong.
because you can see that on our YouTube page right now. So we're live from Twin Peaks and Scottsdale, as well as Twitter and Facebook. Drinking beer, especially green beer. Drinking in bars and pubs on St. Patrick's Day wasn't even allowed in Ireland until the 1970s.
Because it's basically St. Patrick, the whole Catholic.
Yes.
You're drinking on a sacred day?
Yeah, and the green beer is believed to have been invented in New York City in the early 1900s.
Oh, and were Green Rivers, was that tradition in Chicago where they get the Green River going?
Corned beef and cabbage. Again, this is an American thing.
Really?
In Ireland, it's more common to eat lamb and ham or bacon instead of corned beef.
You have corned beef and cabbage?
No, not at all.
It's not bad. It kind of grows on you a little bit.
And then finally, St. Patrick himself. While it's true St. Patrick is the primary patron saint of Ireland, he was actually British.
Really?
Yes. How messed up are Irish folks? First of all, you don't have to wear green because St. Patrick was associated with blue. Just to follow. Drinking beer green, well, they weren't allowed to drink in pubs until the 1970s. And then corned beef and cabbage is an American thing.
It's an American thing.
That's a WTF, folks, you Irish people. You know, that's why us Italians would do it right.
Exactly right.
Yes.
Columbus Day's #1, maybe. Get that whole thing.
That was funny. I just saw that. I was like, I'm going to pass on.
You know what's funny when you hear about the Irish, when you watch Braveheart and Sir William Wallace and the Irish guy comes up from his I'm here to help. He goes, oh, and there's some of the things he throws out, the damn Irish. I mean, they were even looked down upon him by this. You got the English and the Scottish, which he was Sir William Wallace, but they helped out with the regime against.
I just give a lot of credit to a lot of people back before we were around. Like, hey, this is an opportunity to make some money. let's sucker
marketing
suckers, because here it is. The average person only plans to spend about $44 on St. Patrick's celebrations, but about half of Americans say they'll celebrate in some way, which will add up to $6.85 billion.
Oh my goodness! So the Irish like that, especially those guys owning those Irish pubs. I remember the one that was it downtown Tempe? Was it Bolos or something like that. Some of the best, fish and chips I've ever had. Very, very Irish with they brought the imports over from Ireland and that type of thing. That was a lot of fun down there. No longer there since it got gobbled up.
St. Patrick's Day is the third most popular drinking day behind Mardi Gras and New Year's Eve. It is the number one holiday for drinking beer. We know that. 88% of Americans say they're interested in traveling to Ireland to celebrate St. Patrick's Day someday. I just want to go see Guinness. I want to go to Guinness Brewery, as my dog's name is Guinness, and he's currently in second place in our fan pick'em, as he took all underdogs. Actually took all the favorites.
And play the golf courses while you're there too, Rock. These storied, famous golf courses they have.
Yeah.
31%
of Americans plan to cook a special dinner today, opposed to just having Hot Pockets for Nooch, right?
Yeah, yep, absolutely.
And if you're eating, or if you're looking for a nudge to eat cabbage, it's really healthy. I guess 1 pound of cabbage only has 109 calories, 0.5 grams of fat, and 6 grams of protein, and it's rich in vitamin C.
We eat the cooked cabbage. I have to have it cooked. The cooked cabbage periodically with dinner. I like it. If you spice it up enough, salt and pepper, and cook it good, it's not bad. I'll do it.
So what are they drinking today? Okay, here at Twin Peaks in Scottsdale or any of the 4 locations. For people who plan to drink, beer is top choice. 70% will buy a beer, 34% will buy hard alcohol, 29% will buy wine, and 17% will buy the hard seltzers. Almost a third of the younger drinkers plan to buy those.
The seltzers?
Yes. No,
Nice.
the seltzers.
Yeah.
American lagers like Budweiser and Coors are top beers we're drinking. Half beer drinkers will reach for them. 31%, which I'll be part of that, will go for the Guinness, the stouts, the Guinness. Guinness is so Irish. All right, let me back up. Guinness is the 17th best-selling beer in the U.S., and it jumps to 9th during the month of March.
So
Coors Light, by the way, if you like to taste the beer so much, they are releasing a limited edition of beer-flavored popsicles. And they're meant to they came out this month, and they're called Corsicles. Corsicles. And they're available at about 800 bars throughout the country. I got to see if they have them here. And you can order them, a 6-pack of them, as they have it online. They're $20. And you go to CoorsLight.com/Corsicles.
Of course, it's almost like having ranch ice cream. Remember last week? Last week we talked about the ranch. I don't get it. I mean, if it's cold and summer and you want to taste the beer, I'm having a cold beer in a cold glass. I'm not messing with
drinking green?
Oh, absolutely.
One thing I do not understand is a lot of bars that do not know how to pour a Guinness, first of all, and you're not supposed to drink Guinness in a cold glass.
Yeah, educate us on that, Rock.
It just needs to be a room temperature glass.
So
just when you order Guinness, don't have them do it in a frosted mug. Like, the beers here are like the coldest in town, like 28 degrees, right?
Right.
I will always ask, can I have a room temperature glass for my Guinness?
How much foam are you supposed to have?
No foam. You gotta pour it a certain way. You let it sit like halfway. And I haven't been to Ireland to see how to do it. I just see it online. I see there's certain people know how to do it. Some people know how to put like a little
swirl on top,
clover on the top.
Yeah,
some people know how to do that, which is kind of cool. But anyway, speaking of Ireland, the 2023 college football season hasn't even begun, but we know who's heading overseas this coming season. It was announced that Florida State will take on Georgia Tech in Dublin, Ireland. The game will be played on August 24th of 2024. And it'll be the 5th time a college football game has been played in Dublin.
Well, I remember Notre Dame used to be the kind of the soup du jour, but I remember Hamilton High School.
Yeah, I did that recently, right?
15 years ago when Steve Bellis was the head coach, they traveled over to Ireland, played a football game there. I think somebody from California or somebody from Las Vegas that could afford to go fly over to Ireland, and they spent about 3 or 4 days or had a high school football game there. It was 2 American teams playing there to expose it to the Irish and kind of show them our way.
Never too late to get in our Twin Peaks Win 910 on 910 fan pick'em contest presented by Dos Equis. It's a 3-in-1 contest, meaning we have multiple round winners, so you can still get in. $50 after each round. That's a Twin Peaks man card. 100 and your height in Dos Equis for the Sweet 16 and Final Four rounds. As we're live here at the Scottsdale location. Then we'll start it back up next Thursday in Tempe and Scottsdale, Thursday, Friday. No excuses. Get in.
10.
FanPick'em.com. We're going to break it all down. Scott Spreitzer, our handicappers, coming up. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. From Twin Peaks in Scottsdale. It's Fox Sports 910.
We're your neighbors. You should stop by for a visit. We're Casino Arizona. Come on in. Our slots are spinning, our dealers are dealing, and everyone's yelling bingo. Isn't it about time you see your friends again? So stop by to say hello. Stay a while. Relax. Enjoy yourself. We'd love to see you again. Hey, this place was made to entertain. We're your Casino, Arizona.
Golfers, swing by Van's Golf Shops for the multi-vendor demo event happening this Friday and Saturday from 10 to 4 at the Valley Golf Center in Avondale. This big two-day event is your chance to demo the hottest new products and get custom fit by the manufacturers. Go to worldwidegolfshops.com and book your custom fitting. Happening March 17th and 18th at Van's Golf Shops at Valley Golf Center in Avondale. Van's Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee.
No one has the same taste as you. Damn right. From the music you love to the podcasts you can't live without. And only the iHeartRadio app has it all for free. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio. Ready for the underdogs, the upsets, and the unbelievable action from DraftKings Sportsbook? The biggest tournament in college basketball is here. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 on college hoops and get $200 in free bets instantly. Plus, for a limited time, all customers can score a no-sweat bet during round 1 and 2 of the tournament. Go to the app, opt in, and place a no-sweat bet this weekend. If it doesn't hit, you'll get a free bet back up to $10. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and sign up with code 910. New customers can bet $5 and get $200 in free bets instantly. Win or lose. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code 910. 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus issued as free bets, opt-in required. One free bet issued based on amount of initial losing college basketball bet. Eligibility, wagering, and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next-day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus next-day energy with melatonin plus extended-release B vitamins.
Joe Brown here with Accident Law Group. If you were hurt in an accident, find us on the web at accidentlawgroup.com.
Broadcasting from the Superbook.com studio. Superbook Sports, now live. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart radio app. Number 1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910.
Taking a look at the NCAA scoreboard. Number 3, Baylor defeated number 14, UC Santa Barbara, 74-56. It was number 5, St. Mary's over number 12, VCU, 63-51. Number 3, Xavier edged number 14, Kennesaw State in a thriller, 72-67. And number 7, Michigan State topped number 10, USC, 72-62. In the women's tournament, Arizona topped West Virginia. South Florida snuck past Marquette by 2 in overtime, and Georgia upset Florida State. I'm Seth Everett on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere.
Hey, Rock.
Free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Temperatures today right around 72 degrees with mostly sunny skies, and then for tonight we'll start to see those clouds.
Hey, Rock, let's try it again with the correct drop this time.
Fox 10 weather experts.
Alrighty.
This report is sponsored by Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries.
It's your lucky day. The Lazy Boy St. Patrick's Day sale is going on now. Save 20% off store-wide on comfortable Lazy Boy furniture. Plus, take an extra 5% off reclining furniture. 24 months special financing is available. Lazy Boy, live life comfortably.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Bracket Buster.
Arizona with a prayer that will not go. And the Tigers of Princeton upset the number 2 seed Wildcats of Arizona.
Bracket Buster.
Virginia, you got to take care of the ball against the pressure you're going to see.
Clark in a straight check.
He threw it away. Hing, Pickies. Furman is run.
You guys are out 10 seconds.
See what we think we just saw? Wow. Furman has won. The 13 seed has beaten the 4.
Big upsets, bracket busters yesterday. Nothing today. As yesterday, as we all know, first we saw number 13 Furman shocking number 4 Virginia. Then it was number 15 seed Princeton upsetting number 2 Arizona. And right now, according to the NCAA March Madness Twitter account, only 314 perfect brackets were left after Baylor's win over UC Santa Barbara earlier today. That number likely has been put as it would have likely been much smaller if either Baylor or Xavier had lost, because if you had a chance to watch the Xavier Kennesaw State game, the Owls had a chance and were up by 10 or 12 at one point.
12.
And unfortunately, that did not happen. We thought maybe we would see another upset today, but we have not yet seen one, as right now, number 11, Pittsburgh, has been all over Iowa State. It's kind of closer now than it was earlier, 30-23 with 18 minutes remaining in the second half.
And I would probably say, what would you say, Rock, our first controversial no call by an official in that Kennesaw game at the very end?
Yep.
You're like, how the hell do you not call that? I mean, are you seriously, you swallow your whistle now? But I will say this. We've seen a lot of these officials allow these guys to play. We've seen a lot of banging and scrambling and running and hacking and whatever. And some of them, and some of these guys let them play.
And it's unfortunate that a game like Kennesaw State comes down to a controversial no call.
Yes.
On their last possession. It clearly was a foul.
Oh, absolutely.
Clearly was a foul.
And the official's right there. He's standing right there, and he lets it go. But you think Kennesaw at that point, I mean, I got to give credit to Sean Miller, his team, his guys, get back and start banging the boards, getting in there, offensive rebounds, hitting some shots to get back into the game. And I think their physicality just allowed them to just hang around.
Yeah, they got some pretty good defense at one point. They went on a nice stretch of like 8 minutes. But, Kennesaw State led for much of that game, including a double-digit lead in that second half. Then they went through that long scoring drought because of Sean Miller's defense for his Musketeers, and they were able to crawl back. They will face the winner of this Pitt-Iowa State game in round 2. We'll have a full update on all of the scores coming up in just a few minutes, thanks to the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. But the Suns, back in the win column, they held off the Magic, the Orlando Magic. They won by 3. Devin Booker, 19. Cam Payne, 18 off the bench. They snapped that 3-game skid. They are now a full game ahead of the Clippers in the fourth place in the West. They'll begin a 3-game road trip, as they'll be in Oklahoma City to face the Thunder, 12:30 in that one.
Good to see CP3 stepping up there at the last, 5 minutes of the game, getting a couple clutch buckets, a couple nice assists. And then Cam Payne, as we mentioned yesterday, had to be hot, continue to be hot. Does a good job of coming in and electrifying that second quarter and getting these guys, getting a lead. But this was going back and forth. You're going, Sons, this is Orlando. But as our good buddy Jimmy B warned us, with Banchero leading the charge.
Yeah, and he'll tell you.
That
he warned us.
Yeah, he warned us.
On Monday, he will tell us. Remember, I told you.
Yeah.
The Yotes, speaking of hot, they are hot. They have extended their point streak to 7 games. They beat Vancouver last night 3-1.
What the hell are they doing, Rock?
They're now 5-2 in this point streak. They got the Blackhawks tomorrow, which are the worst team in the league, which should have been the Yotes, but that's not the case. Geez, I just sometimes I wonder, I just wonder. D-backs Madison Bumgarner had a good outing yesterday, pitched 4 innings, of scoreless baseball as they got the win 3-1. Right now, bottom of the fourth, Arizona and Colorado. As Colorado's the home team today at Salt River. So 1-1 in that one. Going back to some college basketball, of course, 2 big games tonight. We're going to talk about them and bet on them here in a little bit as Scott Spritzer's coming up at the bottom of the hour. But we're talking first Arizona State as the Sun Devils will clash with TCU. They are 11 seeded. TCU is a 6 seeded. It's in Denver, 7 o'clock. If they get by that one, they will have the winner of GCU and Gonzaga.
Could you imagine?
I would love that. That would be just great for the city.
This town would be on its ear. Absolutely on its ear.
I don't know. This town is
ASU,
not a big basketball
but
town.
these two are maybe they're 10, not even 10 miles apart. As the crow flies, probably 6 or 7. 33rd Avenue and Camelback, ASU over there at the Rio Salado and Rural. I mean, that's got to be an all-time ever. And would we know? Matter of fact, this was about a week and a half ago. We said who would go further in our state 48 if you get your call of the day. U of A, GCU, ASU, everybody had U of A overwhelmingly.
I'm going to correct you, Rock. It's a big basketball town, but not for ASU or GCU. Everyone's like a different team. Like
I disagree. This is not a big basketball.
Really?
Town.
No, the Suns,
no way.
The Suns are bigger than the Cardinals. That's for sure.
I do not think this is a basketball town. No way. We have had
huge basketball town.
Okay, Suns. Yeah, Suns are number one.
Yeah.
But when you say overall basketball, that includes college. Okay, it includes NBA, includes high school.
And
I will tell you, we've had semifinals here. Yeah. We've had tournaments here, and they don't sell out.
No,
Final Four is next year.
Yes,
it should sell out. How popular our city has become over the last 5, 6, 10 years because we know how to put on a party. We know how to do Fiesta Bowl national championships. We know how to do Super Bowls. I can go on and on. But when it comes to college basketball, I've been there, you've been there, and that arena, or I should say State Farm, University of Phoenix, empty. Not empty, but not at full capacity.
It was surprising how it could have filled up even more so. Now, you go down to Tucson, that's basketball country. I get it. But ASU hasn't had enough legacy, hasn't had enough success year in and year out. GCU, the last 2 out of 3 years, and quite frankly, I feel when Dan Marley took that over several years ago to build that program, put them on the map, the new arena, the student body that goes down there and sells it out and all the pomp and circumstance they have before games and during games. Yes, but as far as college basketball, ASU hasn't had enough legacy or tradition for folks to be followers of college basketball there like they do at the football. Even their football's waning, and the college football in this town with ASU is waning a bit in reference to the ASU, and that's why I'm hoping the whole new staff over there can get that thing back up to speed. They get a lot of those fans back in that stadium.
Charles Barkley today exposed himself with a hilarious admission. During the coverage of the tournament, he gave a shout-out to trainers and staff on all this year's team. He even included the people who wash the players' uniforms. He said that in his early NBA days, he would wash his uniform by wearing it in the shower between back-to-back days.
That was just his deal?
That seems something
That's
that
just
he would do,
his deal? Because he didn't want to lose that uniform or just wanted to make sure that
Twitter almost blew up on this. Just absolutely almost blew up.
I have never heard of anybody wearing their uniform in a shower to make sure that. I mean, that's jock strap. That's everything. That's a complete whole nine.
We had a sad story today as Mason Miller, he's a freshman, during the first half of the Creighton-NC State game, had an awkward landing on his right ankle. He was taken back to the Creighton locker room in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
In a wheelchair. That's never good to see that.
That's unfortunate because Creighton is one of those teams that they're down currently 37-32 in the second period. They're 11th seed, so they're going to miss him in reference to they just showed where it happened there. Unfortunately, he's going to be a big loss for this team as far as moving forward.
Some other news. Julian Love agrees to a 2-year, $12 million deal with the Seahawks. He is the former New York Giants safety. So we're starting to see some more some moves. I don't see anything here with the Cardinals. Manuch, you got anything?
They signed a couple linemen, just kind of some guys. Marcus Mariota is going to be backing up your guy, Jalen Hurts, in Philadelphia. I think that's a good move. And I think, quite frankly, the Cardinals, the last of the decent backup quarterbacks, I would go out and snatch one.
Well, Eagles got Marcus Mariota.
So I just said.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think that's a good move.
Very good move.
Yeah,
very good move. And my whole point is these guys are everybody says, well, they don't need a backup with the Cardinals. Well, yes, they do. They need a guy to come in and compete with Colt McCoy and compete with them. Hell, pay him $3.5, $4, $5 million, whatever. That's a cheap insurance policy. If McCoy's going to be your guy for 3 or 4 games, let's say it's 4 games before Kyler Murray comes back. Well, what happens if McCoy gets hurt the first or second game, and then you don't have Murray come back for the 4th or 5th game? That's 3 games, maybe 4 games. You need an experienced guy / insurance policy that is out there that can help carry the mantle versus a couple of inexperienced guys that come in there and you don't know what you're going to get. Oh, by the way, I guess I lost my mind, guys. That's right. They're rebuilding this year. So why would they go get a experienced backup quarterback to hopefully help win if McCoy gets hurt?
I know he's a rookie, but a guy that intrigues me that's in the draft would be Stetson Bennett. He's 25. He's an old guy, but he's a rookie. Could be the next Brock Purdy.
2 minutes. No rookies allowed. No, not the first 4 or 5 games of the season. Even the rookies, like Brock, if you allude to it, and you see a lot of these guys drafted first and they force feed them into the lineup, sit there for 3, 4, 5, 6 games while the veterans kind of go through all the transgressions on the field. But I think it's a mistake. But then again, I see the Cardinals not doing anything. It doesn't surprise me. They don't get another experienced backup quarterback that's left. You could have got Minshew on the cheap. He's only signed, $4.5, $5 million to compete. Don't you want to improve your team? And McCoy's still injured. Improve that position. Have him for a safety net until Kyler Murray gets back. Then Murray gets back, you can make that individual inactive and have those insurance policies in place.
Hey, one last story to pass along as we do our CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Top stories of the hour. More than 1 million fans attended the first round games of the WBC, shattering the record.
Wow.
The previous record was 510,000 in 2017. That's unbelievable.
Rock, the last time I've
over 1 million
seen Chase Field sold out like that,
2001.
2001, exactly. was the playoffs in the World Series.
Oh, geez, that's unbelievable.
Not even when
today,
the Dodgers in the Dodgers.
Last chance for you to win those tickets to the NCAA Championship weekend. Visit Casino Arizona's Instagram page at Casino Arizona. Look for the post announcing the giveaway. Like the post. Comment with your pick to win the championship. Tag a friend and his or her Instagram account. Then follow both Casino Arizona and our page, Roc and Manuch Radio. Again, that's 2 tickets for both games on Saturday and 1 for the championship Monday. 3 nights hotel in Houston at a Marriott and a $500 Visa gift card. All there. The Casino Arizona, the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino Arizona, where that is the home of Take the Points tomorrow from 11 to 1. And we will be there for the Final Four. So we'll be there for both games on Saturday and on Monday. And we're doing what we do for football, which we've been doing very well for 20 years, giving away the cash just for watching the games. We're going to be doing props and squares for all 3 games on Final Four weekend. It's free to enter. We'll have Fat Lever there. We'll have Scotty Williams, a bunch of others. We're talking about a lot of people are going to come by. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're looking for a place to watch the games on Saturday of the Final Four, if you're not coming to Twin Peaks, then join us over at the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. We'll continue on. We'll give you a full update on all the games this morning, as well as this afternoon, ones that are in progress as we continue on from Twin Peaks in Scottsdale. This is Roc and Manuch and Jimmy V on Fox Sports 910.
Spend championship weekend in Houston on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. To enter, visit the Casino Arizona Instagram page at Casino Arizona and look for the post announcing the giveaway. Like the post. Comment with your pick to win it all, and you're registered. That's at Casino Arizona on Instagram.
Golfers, swing by Vans Golf Shops for the multi-vendor demo event happening this Friday and Saturday from 10 to 4 at the Valley Golf Center in Avondale. This big 2-day event is your chance to demo the hottest new products and get custom fit by the manufacturers. Go to worldwidegolfshops.com and book your custom fitting. Happening March 17th and 18th at Vans Golf Shops at Valley Golf Center in Avondale. Vans Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee.
Join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B at Twin Peaks for all the college hoops action presented by Dos Equis. Enjoy ice-cold Dos Equis as you watch the games at any of the 4 Valley Twin Peaks locations. Check out rockandmanuch.com for more details.
At Lerner & Rowe, we measure our success based on the amount of money we recover for our clients. And we're proud to say that we've collected billions of dollars for them. And no, it didn't take a gazillion years to do it. In the past 5 years alone, Lerner & Rowe has recovered over $1 billion. Millions of dollars recovered every week. We're collecting more money for more people in Arizona than any other law firm. Get the money you deserve. Call Lerner & Rowe today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Tanya here, and there are many ways that we can all help raise awareness around HIV. But maybe the most important is just talking about it openly and honestly. There's no cure for HIV, but there are effective treatments that, taken as prescribed, can help you live healthy with HIV and get to and stay undetectable, which means the amount of the virus is so low it can't be measured by lab tests. If you're living with HIV and not on treatment, talk to your doctor about treatment options. Learn more at treathivtoday.com. This message was sponsored by Gilead Sciences.
I thought learning a language would be too much work, but Babbel makes learning fun. J'aime Babbel.
Babbel's lessons only take 10 or 15 minutes, and soon you turn and realize, hey, I'm starting to speak another language. How'd that happen?
Babbel isn't robots talking. You learn words and phrases from real native speakers. I was ready for real-life conversations in just a few weeks. So easy.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
The madness continues. Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, live from Twin Peaks, courtesy of Dos Equis. It's not too late to win yourself a Twin Peaks man card. Go to fanpick'em.com and enter the Twin Peaks Bracket Challenge. Twin Peaks man cards after every round. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
That's right, out here at Twin Peaks in Scottsdale, watching all of the games going on. A lot going on in reference to potential upsets yesterday. Could we see some today? Jack's the one, the only, has got the complete breakdown for games that have been played, games that are coming up as we look at the plethora of college basketball, the NCAA's, the madness that is March out here at Twin Peaks in Scottsdale.
Yes, that is. And the breakdown is brought to you by the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona, and Manuch. 5 games have already been played. There's 3 currently going on. We'll recap them real quickly for you. No upsets.
Take your time. We're in no rush.
Okay,
we
all
got till 4.
I'll slow it down.
St. Patty's Day, man.
Yeah, man. You got to remember, some people, a lot of green beer going on.
Yeah.
Some people got to just chill.
You can breathe once in a while.
Okay. Speaking of green, the green mean big machine,
Wow.
Michigan State.
Is that what you learned in Montana? Broadcasting school?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
How to segue like that.
Green mean machine, right?
I learned from you guys too. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been doing this for like 8 months, so I'm trying to segue it in. But
It's mean green monster machine.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
No, that's all right.
Well, they won in monster fashion.
Oh, I see what you did there. Wow.
Over 10 USC. Some other games: 5 St. Mary's beat 12 VCU 63-51. Xavier avoids an upset against Kennesaw State, the 14th-ranked Kennesaw State, after a controversial no call.
Man.
They won 72-67. Baylor took care of UC Santa Barbara 74-56. Marquette just took over Vermont, that just ended a bit ago, 78-61. So no upsets so far, but there are 3 games going on, all close. Iona, number 13, Iona is beating number 4 UConn, which UConn was a team that a lot of the ESPN and CBS guys had winning it all.
They sure did.
Or in their Final Four.
All of them. Every one of them.
And Rick Pitino is leading the squad right now. They're up 1, 6:27 left in the first half. And then another one right now, 6 Creighton against 11 NC State. Creighton's up 1 with 12:50 left in the second half. And then the other 6-11 matchup, Iowa State against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, 11 seed, up 10 with 11:41 left. Manuch, we mentioned earlier this Iowa State team had a tough start.
Yeah, they did. I think they were 0 for 11.
0 for
I think
11.
it was 22 to 22 or 22-4, but Iowa State just can't. They made a little bit of a run there. Then Pittsburgh hit a couple quick buckets here to make it, as you mentioned, 36-26 with 11:41 to go in this game.
So that is the March Madness breakdown presented by the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
What do you guys got coming up tomorrow there?
Oh, we just got, sports betting, update the lines, update the games of March Madness, maybe talk some NBA, talk NFL draft, Cardinals, whatever you want, Rock. We can talk it all.
A lot of college basketball going on tomorrow.
Exactly.
Well,
That'll be the main emphasis tomorrow. But, Mark.
Yeah, people come down to see you guys. I mean, you guys always talk about the breakfast food stuff.
It's so good.
I mean,
the breakfast sandwich is so good.
I mean, gross. That's all he talks about. He's like, they can't start the show.
You know what? When I listen to you guys make me hungry. So I'm driving to my workouts.
Yes.
Breakfast sandwich.
Oh, it's a breakfast sandwich.
Yes.
Okay. It's probably the burrito that Bauer gets.
Yeah, you should stop by.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that after golf. Yeah. Suns finally get a win. They win a clutch game. You hear the term clutch game, something somewhat new. And a clutch game is a score within 5 points at any point in the last 5 minutes, regardless of what the final score is. The Suns are 10-13 in games decided by 5 points or less in the final score, and only 13-16 in clutch games the entire year. And that's not good. They're worse in Western Conference. As last night, man, geez, when Orlando had that 9-0 run, which tied the score at 101, there's just over 5 minutes remaining. Right. You're like, oh, no. But thank goodness then there was a little bit of a spurt there. Devin Booker had a couple jumpers, got him going, and I think that's kind of helped.
CP3 got him going there at the end.
Yes, too. But that improbable block by Josh Okogie is huge. Huge.
Well, you were like he's all over Banchero, and Banchero, the rookie is phenomenal watching that kid. 6'10".
Rookie of the year, you mean?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, 6'10", you see him go up and down the court. But, I mean, it's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mean, he was about 33 feet out, but you see Okogie go after him, and you're like, no. And then you see him clean block, and you're like, damn. And they get that ball kicked out, and Craig get it and throw it down the court, game, set, match. But I think if you're a team that's struggling, you take those kind of chances. But here's the thing. If he fouls him, doesn't make it, he hits all three, maybe you go into overtime at that point in time, and then the Suns should win that game in overtime. But you like that kind of aggressiveness.
It's been a narrative this year about the Suns team. They don't win clutch games, and they need to start winning clutch games. You look at the Kings; they're second in the West. They lead the division in clutch wins, 24-15, and 15-10 in 5-point games. 9 wins in 3 points or fewer is the most in the West, including 5-0 in 1-point games. Suns don't have those. When you get to the playoffs, you got to win those type of games. Nuggets, same thing. They're 20-11 in clutch games.
I think a lot of that is attributed, Rock, to the CP3 health, no health, slowing down.
You need that. You need that floor general in there playing well.
He hasn't been that same guy. We saw the clutchness that you're bringing up that we saw 2 years ago when they went to the finals, coming down the entire season. He came to this team. He was Mr. Clutch the entire game. Last year, very similar, not quite as much because they'd won 64 games. They'd won a lot of games going away, so they didn't need a lot of clutch baskets at the end of that game. This year, we're just not seeing the same CP3 that we have periodically, and I think a lot of that is age, and I think a lot of it is like last night, knowing that, hey, look, we need a win, and I think you saw that from him. And then Devin Booker. Devin looked really, matter of fact, I thought I saw him kind of rubbing his groin a little bit when he got to the bench. I'm like, oh, no, don't tell me this groin injury is going to resurface. But he just looked tired, only 19 points. But they didn't have the guys in there that typically closed the deal last year like they did. Cam Johnson's gone, Bridges are gone to help that out.
Do you feel that Josh has answered the call to replace Mikal Bridges?
I think
as that so-called defensive specialist?
Yeah, not offensive-wise.
No, defensive specialist?
Yes, I would. Yeah, he works hard. I mean, he rebounds hard.
I mean, this is making his career. This is helping his career. Yep. He's getting an opportunity. He's making the best of it.
But last year, remember, Mikal Bridges was one of the top defenders, and then Jay Crowder was another top defender. And the only thing was you had the scorer in Bridges, and then you had a periodic scorer in Jay Crowder. So what you get in watching Okogie now is the defensive side and offensive side periodically. I mean, when he's on, he gets his shots.
Yeah, but he's not on very often.
Well, he had 15 last night, which was well needed.
That's all right.
But I mean, I think that the common denominator, guys, is
But
CP3.
that block at the end is what you wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. I loved it because even if they call the foul, he makes the three, they go into overtime.
So how does this team build off of this win against Orlando? Because this needed to happen. They needed to win a close one. They did. They're going to start this road trip. That'll start on Sunday, 12:30 against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And they need to build off this momentum from this win. They're in fourth place. They remain just 2 games up in the standings from potentially falling to 6th place. So, they got to focus on the roster they have right now. Stop talking about when KD is going to come in. They got to take care of the business they have in front of them right now.
Yeah, and then the latest rumor by Arizona Central, Arizona Club, is he may be out now from 3 to 4 weeks. He may miss the entire season and be ready, hopefully, by the time the playoffs come.
Hopefully.
Well, hopefully that he's ready to go, and I would hope so. It's a grade 2 sprain. Whatever that is, that's got to be a ligament situation. That's got to be a stretched ligament.
I missed it on my my physical education class. Yeah,
but you know what?
PE class.
But I think that to your question, Rock, I said they can breathe. They stop the slump. Now they get the rotations down. They understand what it takes. They get a couple days off.
That's
kind of
the key.
catch their wind. I mean, you got Milwaukee in that game going back to back. It's a struggle. And so they go to OKC, who's going to be a tough out. And then you look at it from here on out, every game except for maybe San Antonio to finish out the season are playoff contending teams who are trying to improve their seeding as well. So it's going to be good competition throughout.
So the madness continues. How has it affected Las Vegas so far? Our sports handicapper, Scott Spreitzer from DocSports.com, will jump on next. He will break down the GCU Gonzaga game, Montana State and Manuch's K-State Wildcats, Florida Atlantic, FAU, a great season they're having against Memphis, and then we'll finish it out with ASU and TCU. So Scott Spreitzer breaks it down next as we continue from the Twin Peaks in Scottsdale, thanks to our friends at Dos Equis. This is Fox Sports 9.
What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
In the women's NCAA tournament, Arizona topped West Virginia in their opener. Kat Reese scored 25 points for the Wildcats. In the men's tournament, number 3 seed Baylor topped UC Santa Barbara 74-56. Number 5, St. Mary's topped number 12 VCU 63-51. Number 2, Marquette over 15, Vermont, 78-61. Number 3, Xavier edged Kennesaw State, 72-61. Number 7, Michigan State topped number 10, USC, 72-62. I'm Seth Everett on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is the place to be. Tavern Grill is now the home of Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Tavern Grill Scottsdale at 8880 East Via Linda.
Hear that? That's the sound of the 2023 Chevy Silverado's turbo high-output engine, delivering impressive power with no compromised durability. Whether you're helping friends move or just moving some friends, this is the sound of a family with plenty of rear seat room to enjoy the ride. And this is the sound of you heading to your local Chevy dealer today. Find your Silverado and find new roads. Chevrolet. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Golfers, swing by Vans Golf Shops for the multi-vendor demo event happening this Friday and Saturday from 10 to 4 at the Valley Golf Center in Avondale. This big two-day event is your chance to demo the hottest new products and get custom fit by the manufacturers. Go to worldwidegolfshops.com and book your custom fitting. Happening March 17th and 18th at Vans Golf Shops at Valley Golf Center in Avondale. Vans Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee.
Before new Cascade Platinum Plus, I would pre-rinse all my dishes because my old detergent just wouldn't get them clean. But now, I do dishes differently. And no pre-wash, no rewash, money-back guaranteed kind of different. Because Cascade Platinum Plus has double the grease fighting power of Dawn built right in, with twice the scrubbing power, giving me a clean that lets me break all the dish rules. I just scrape, load, and I'm done. Yep. So clean. With Cascade Platinum Plus, I dare to dish differently.
This family takes turns turning heads. Brains, beauty, and athleticism. All they need now is for you to drive them off the lot. The Mercedes-Benz family of SUVs. A family of unrivaled vehicles waiting at your local dealer.
The madness continues.
Yeah, he's good.
Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, live from Twin Peaks, courtesy of Dos Equis. It's not too late to win yourself a Twin Peaks man card. Go to fanpick'em.com and enter the Twin Peaks Bracket Challenge. Twin Peaks man cards after every round. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
One of his busiest days of the year, and we're glad that Scott Sprites from DocSports.com is going to join us. You can follow him on Twitter at Scott Wins. We're going to go GCU, Gonzaga, Montana State, K-State, Florida Atlantic, Memphis, and ASU, TCU in that order. So we will get started. Scott, are you ready to help us out here?
I'm ready, and I feel a symbiosis because I ended my Thursday night on Dos Equis. So there
yes. You what a team player Scott is. That's good
baby,
stuff.
Scott, that professional you are, buddy.
All right. You got number 14, Grand Canyon taking on number 3 seed Gonzaga, the Bulldogs tonight. Bulldogs, of course, a title contender, sitting just outside the top 5 on the March Madness odds board. While the Loops, they get their second appearance in 2 years. Zags a 15.5-point favorite, at least what we have here. Over under 156.5. What is the play here?
Yeah, 15.5 just about everywhere. And about 60% of the tickets are on the Zags, which isn't bad. I would have guessed at least 70% would have been on the Zags with them being such a publicly recognized team. But for me, it's tough to back a team that hasn't played any power conference teams all season and had to win their conference tourney to get here when they're facing a team at the level of Gonzaga. Grand Canyon, they're going to go small ball. You guys know that. There's nobody big on this team. And then you got Timmy and Watson, who ought to find a lot of opportunities, you would think, in this contest. They're the number 1 shooting team in all of college basketball, the Zags, and they make 59% of their two-pointers. And I look at the Antelopes, and I'm like, yeah, they're solid defending the two, but they don't force turnovers. They don't force mistakes. And outside of conference opponents, Sam Houston and Utah Valley, they played just 2 teams currently power rated inside the top 110, and they went 0-2 and averaged 52 points per game against Nevada and North Texas. And I didn't play this earlier today, but I did add it about an hour ago. I went ahead and laid the big 15.5 with Gonzaga.
All right, Scott, you'd be very proud of me as a K-State alumnus. I've got KU beating Bama in the final of the final two. I got my Cats going far. I'm thinking with my heart versus my head. So it's good therapy to get KU into the final. So we'll get into that down the road. But speaking of my Cats, you got Montana, number 14 Montana State taking on my number 3 Cats. The latest I saw was -7.5. The good guys, but the over/under $140. About right with the over/under there.
Yeah, I think so for the most part. It's around a 140. There's some 138, as low as 138.5 at a couple of books, and I kind of leaned that way, but it was about where I thought it would be in that 138 to 140 range. But as far as the side, I mean, K-State has been as high as a 9.5-point favorite. As you mentioned, it's all the way down to 7.5. And I like Kansas State at 7.5. I don't agree with all the love for Montana State. Montana State made me some money a couple of times this year. But, the Bobcats played 2 teams that made the dance. Grand Canyon, who we just spoke about, in Arizona, and they lost both, including by 21 to Arizona. K-State commits a few too many turnovers. That's the one thing that kind of scares you when you're backing them as a favorite. But they play a strong brand of defense in the nation's toughest conference. They're 20th in defensive adjusted efficiency in the nation. And again, they had to play in the Big 12. That's not easy to do. So that even magnifies, I think, their defensive play. Montana State, one-dimensional, guys. They cannot shoot the three-pointer. I like K-State's body of work. It's fantastic. They've beaten some really good basketball teams along the way. At 7.5, I might be jumping on K-State when we get off the phone here.
Scott, you said their body of work because they kind of limped into the Big 12 tournament, losing, I believe, to West Virginia the first round. How much of the handicapping do you look at the regular season from how they ended? They lost 2 in a row there at the end of the season.
Yeah, and they lost to, obviously 2 really good basketball teams.
Sure.
2 teams ranked inside the top 25 in power ratings. So it doesn't bother me a whole lot. I mean, they had to 4 wins before the loss to West Virginia on Saturday, March 4th, including a win over Baylor, which was by 10 points. Very impressive. So, and they beat Baylor twice this year, once in Waco. So I look more at that, at the body of work, and basically, you can go back to the season really until like January 31st where this team had a little bump in the road. And I really don't blame them for losing to Kansas or Texas, back-to-back games against those teams, your chief rival who you beat earlier in the season, and then you got to follow that game against Texas, and they only lost by 3 in that one. So I think their body of work outweighs what happened in their last 2 games.
I feel so much better.
What about the over-under in this one at 140? Where would you lean on that?
I lean a little bit towards the under, guys, although, K-State plays – a lot of people they remember K-State from years gone by where maybe they're a little bit more deliberate. Well, this team likes to get it up and down the floor. Their adjusted tempo is pretty good, but they're so darn good on defense, and you can't make threes against this team. They're like 16th in the nation defending the 3, and if Montana State can't hit their 2s, they're terrible from the 3-point line. They're around 290th shooting the 3, and I think K-State will be able to clamp down inside the 3-point line, which makes Montana State have to play where they don't want to, which is the deep perimeter. So I'm going to say that it stays slightly under the total, but I'm not going to bet it. And, for those listening to me, if they have an opinion on the over or under, I'm not even giving advice on that right now. It's right where I thought it should be, around 140.
All right, it's already been a Cinderella story for Florida Atlantic as the Owls still have a chance to tack on another chapter of this story there. But a 9th seed, they were going to be in Columbus tonight. They got number 8 seed Memphis, who, of course, people know Memphis took care of Houston. They're hot right now. I was originally this morning was 2. Now I see it at 1.5.
Yeah, and I like Memphis. I'm going against the line move in this one. Houston overshadowed Memphis in the AAC this season until the conference tourney finals. And then, the Tigers showed, if people hadn't noticed already, they're a quality basketball team. They're 26th and 36th in offensive and defensive adjusted efficiency. They push the tempo. And I'm betting they take FAU out of their comfort zone by pushing the tempo. And, the Owls aren't bad. There's no doubt about it. They play good basketball, but they struggle at getting to the free throw line. And that could make a difference in a game where it's almost a situation of you win, you cover the spread with it being at 1.5, a short line. So I like teams that do draw fouls. The Owls do not do that. They're not good at getting to the stripe. They've also seen their offensive adjusted efficiency numbers drop a lot over the last 4 weeks. So they look like a team that's almost kind of worn down a little bit. We'll see if they have renewed energy for this one. They've faced only 3 teams ranked in the top 80 this season and none in the top 40. So that makes Memphis easily their toughest test yet. And I like Memphis to get the win here.
Are you big into over-unders much, or is it typically you take points?
I was asked that about a month ago on a show I was doing, and I said, I'll tell you what, I probably have 8 totals in college basketball from November 1st through March Madness.
Wow.
So there you go. Yeah.
So why would you, if you were, you're doing a big talk in front of thousands of people and they asked you that question, why would you kind of steer people to not do it?
I don't know why. It's just not my cup of tea.
Okay.
I just have never been a totals guy. That even includes in the NFL. I bet you 10% of my plays in the NFL are totals. And it's just one of those things where I'm so geared into looking at matchups and how teams are going to play against each other. And I've gotten really good. I mean, I'm much better now than I was when I got started in this business, as everybody is. I made a lot of dumb mistakes when I was, 25 years old, off the court too, by the way. But anyway, I've learned how to make lines in advance of the lines coming out. But totals, I could come within a couple of points, but it's just not been something that I've been able to, handle on a consistent basis. So I tell people all the time, if you're looking for college basketball totals, search around when they ask me, because I'm not your guy.
I'm just curious, and we'll move on. In college football, and you had the good old Texas A&M Johnny Manziel air raid versus the Patrick Mahomes Texas Tech first 1-62 win games. Those as well too.
Well, those are different now. Those, you get or Portland State with Neil Lomax.
Yes.
Let's go back a few years.
Sure. Mouse Davis, the head coach.
That's totals of 91.5. You'd bet the over anyway. But it's a situation where, if it's outrageous like that, I'll look to play totals. But also totals. And I'm not saying I'm out there betting 30,000 a game, but totals have limits that are not the same as sides. And the totals, the limits are usually lower. It's just been one of those things that I don't know, maybe if I sat down and really studied totals. I got a guy in my circle, that's all he does is bet totals. And he does pretty well at it. So I'll take one of his plays here and there and bet those. But as far as totals, man, it's just not my thing. And I guess if I sat down and just looked at totals for 6 months, I'd probably figure out how to bet totals a little bit better than I already do.
All right, Scott, let's finish up with number 11 ASU versus number 6 TCU, another Big 12 team. That game 7-10 tip-off in Denver. 5.5 TCU last time I looked. Is that about right?
Yeah, and I love the total. No, I'm just kidding.
Nice.
I had Arizona State against Nevada guys the other night, and I got to see them in person last week in the Pac-12 tournament. Love their athleticism, their defensive style. They picked up a nice, easy win over Nevada in that play-in game. They have issues on offense. We know that. They struggle shooting both the 2 and the 3, so there's always that threat of an impending offensive drought for a good stretch. But it's tough for me to go against these play-in winners. At least one per dance advances to the second round.
3 minutes.
TCU's without Eddie Lampkin. They've been a tough out, obviously, when Mike Miles has been healthy. He's healthy tonight. But ASU's a good defensive team, very good. And TCU's horrible at shooting the tray. 342nd out of 363 teams from behind the arc. So the bottom line to me is no Lampkin for TCU, which, of course, we've known that for a while. And that means not a lot of size on this team. The teams are pretty even on defense. I didn't bet this game, but I do lean towards Arizona State. And if you told me I had to bet the game, I would take the points with the Sun Devils.
So how crazy has it been in Vegas? Is it back to where it was years ago? Are you seeing, I know you're off the strip, but are you seeing the type of energy and amount of traffic and that sort?
Yeah, it's nuts. So, and I did one show on Thursday at a sports book here in town, and it was like, oh my gosh, guys, we have phones and we have Skype. Can we do it there next time?
Yeah.
But it's just crazy, the traffic, parking, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it's nuts. So, and it's great to see. I love it when Vegas is busy, obviously.
You're Scott Spreitzer. You got limo service, you got bottle service, you got it all there, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I mean, that's what we're
for the family and limos.
Yeah, that's what we're expecting next year for Media Row. We're going to be there all week for Super Bowl, so we can't wait.
Great, I can't wait.
And it was great, Rock, because when Mike Gross and I many years ago we did our show, the Scotty Show at the Luxor. We had Scotty Spreitzer in person there for us. And just the service, the guy, he had his chauffeur come walking in.
Bodyguard.
He had bodyguards around
Somebody
him.
carries his bag of money.
The whole 9 yards.
Briefcase.
I mean, the tie and the coat and the whole 9. I mean, Scotty.
So what you're saying is there's somebody out there posing as me.
Yeah, your clone's out there.
Oh, by the way, real quick about football, since you mentioned the Super Bowl, do you know what's going to happen with Jimmy G with his looks if he takes the Raiders to the playoffs?
Oh, my God.
In Las Vegas? My God. This guy's going to be king of Vegas. Move over, Wayne.
Hey, real quick, why did they cancel the presser at Vegas was supposed to have Jimmy G today? You know why?
Yeah. That was a little weird, but I did see him entering, into town. They had him filming him coming into the airport, all that kind of stuff. So I think everything's okay, but I haven't looked into it because of all the basketball. But that seemed a little weird when they canceled the presser.
Scotty, have a great weekend, man. This is the best time of the year. Thanks so much for jumping on with us.
1 minute.
Take care, guys. Have a good one.
Scott Spreitzer, DocSports.com, our sports betting expert for the last 18 years here on Roc and Manuch. You can follow him on Twitter at Scott Wins. Again, never too late to get in our Twin Peaks Win 910 on 910 Fan Pick'em contest. It is presented by Dos Equis. It's our 3-in-1 contest, so we know that your bracket is busted. There are, I believe, out of the 20 million, only 34 left that are perfect at this point. Our contest is pretty cool. You win $50 Twin Peaks fan cards after every round, 100 after the Sweet 16 and the Final Four, 910 on the overall, plus 3 people will win their height in Dos Equis. So it's a pretty cool deal. We're out here celebrating St. Paddy's Day here at the Scottsdale location at Twin Peaks. Next Thursday, we'll be back at it in Tempe, and then back here on Friday for another day of the madness. So no excuses. Get in our bracket. Go to fanpick'em.com. Also, don't forget, tune in tomorrow to the only local sports gambling show here in the state of Arizona. It's called Take the Points, presented by the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. You can join Bauer, Gross, and Jackson every Saturday. They'll be with all the games there. I believe, 40 plus televisions, 46, 4K flat screen televisions, 2 theater projector screens, and the sports book with the people you can talk to, or you can go to the self-service kiosks there. All right, we're going to take a little break from these games. Believe it or not, celebrating St. Patrick's Day with parades didn't originate in Ireland. And some facts to pass along, and the best places to do it all. That's all next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here on Fox Sports 910.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Odd Couple. Mike check with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
When you consider that to bring back Derek Carr, it would have been 40+ million. And to bring in Jimmy G, it's a little over half of that. And you got money to go out and improve the team. Let's face it, Josh McDaniels needs to win. If he doesn't win this year, he's probably done.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 4, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
March is here. Be sure to head to fanpick'em.com to fill out your bracket and watch all the games at any of the 4 Twin Peaks locations. Details can be found at rockandmanuch.com. Once again, that's rockandmanuch.com.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Have you been charged with a crime you didn't commit? It happens more than you think. When your liberty is on the line, you need an experienced attorney that will aggressively fight for you. Lerner & Rowe Law Group handles DUI and all other criminal charges. And with our affordable payment plans, it's easier than you think to get the defense you need. If the police made a mistake, call Lerner & Rowe today. We're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to take your call.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Spin championship weekend in Houston on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. To enter, visit the Casino Arizona Instagram page at Casino Arizona and look for the post announcing the giveaway. Like the post, comment with your pick to win it all, and you're registered. That's at Casino Arizona on Instagram.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
The hugs, the joy, even the sleepless nights. Whatever you get from parenthood, you always want to give your children everything. And the UNest app makes it easy to save for their future. The UNest app puts smart investing tools right in the palm of your hand. Plus, you'll grow your UNest account with every purchase you make from over 150 top brands like Disney Plus and DoorDash. Start building your child's financial future. Download the UNest app from the App Store or Google Play. See terms and conditions at unest.co. That's UNEST.
I thought learning a language would be too much work, but Babbel makes learning fun. J'aime Babbel.
Babbel's lessons only take 10 or 15 minutes, and soon you turn and realize, hey, I'm starting to speak another language. How'd that happen?
Babbel isn't robots talking. You learn words and phrases from real native speakers. I was ready for real-life conversations in just a few weeks. So easy.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Rock, you want the same drop here, right?
More sports, more Jody. The Drive with Jody Ayler. Now in mornings 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
What are you doing? St. Patrick's Day.
Celebrating St. Patrick's Day.
Kiss me, I'm Irish.
Kiss me, I'm Irish.
Am I Irish?
Yeah, it's St. Patrick's Day. Everyone's Irish.
Everyone is a little bit Irish.
It's almost showtime.
Okay, happy St. Patrick's Day.
We look at the clock and what does it say?
Guys are hot.
Showtime.
Roc and Manuch. No Jimmy B today. Of course, he's a leprechaun today, so he gets off.
He's getting the day off because
he's a leprechaun.
Leprechanisms.
Yeah,
he has right
little,
there.
Little guy needed a day off.
He's down with that, by the way.
I'm sure he is. So, believe it or not, celebrating St. Patrick's Day with parades did not originate in Ireland. Started and became popular here in North America. Believe it or not, what began as a Catholic feast day, all of a sudden just became a huge party. As Catholics like to have a good time. More than 31 million people in the U.S. claim Irish ancestry. That's more than 6 times the population of Ireland. Go figure.
Yeah, where they all coming from?
Exactly.
Well, a lot of them went over to England. A lot of them
got the hell out of there.
Yeah, they get the hell out of there.
Americans are projected to spend $6.8 billion on this holiday. Yes. 174% increased beer sales on this day. Thanks to our friends at Dos Equis today. 184 million, 1.84 million. That's the market value of a leprechaun's pot of gold.
How much is it?
1.84 million.
I don't know how they measure that bad, but they count all those little coins in that pot of gold.
I don't know. One that's very important that we tell you every year and every week. Please don't drink and drive. 37
Absolutely.
people were killed in drunk driving crashes over St. Patrick's Day just a few years ago, and one life is claimed every 58 minutes, so please be careful. Places to go for St. Patrick's Day. It's too late now if you listen to this show. Boston comes in number 1, followed by Philly, Chicago, Pittsburgh, and New York. This list of top 500 cities. Scottsdale came in at number 34. That was the highest.
Pretty good.
Right after Madison, Wisconsin.
Sure.
A lot of people here at Twin Peaks and Scottsdale, all the Twin Peaks locations, watching all these games, some great games today. No buzzer beaters, but that's quite all right. Some random facts for our random fact of the day. Facts, I should say, thanks to Valley Chevy Dealers, as there are many Irish Americans in Massachusetts, but the Irish state that has the most is New Hampshire. Massachusetts is second, and believe it or not, this isn't a surprise. Hawaii's dead last.
Yeah, they came from. I can see that they came from Massachusetts, got the hell out of there, and went to New Hampshire. I'm sure that was the key there.
Boston has the highest percentage of Irish ancestry at 22.8, followed by Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. There are 10 U.S. cities named Dublin. There's a Dublin, California. There's a Dublin, Texas.
Dublin, Ohio.
There's a Dublin, Ohio. Yes, a lot of good golf there. What else do I have? St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, that's really all I have. That's really worth passing on.
Do we let's see how many man-made holidays have us Americans created? Valentine's Day, first and foremost. Now, New Year's Day is celebrated all around the world, so we can't claim. Maybe we claim where we celebrate, but St. Patty's Day for sure.
4th of July.
4th of July. Well, that's our Independence Day. It's our Independence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
come on.
I don't call it that. I call it 4th.
The 4th.
Wow.
Did they realize?
See, this is what happens to kids these days. They don't take history classes.
They
don't take. I mean, how do you not know that,
Jax? Do you know why?
It's not your fault.
Yeah,
it's our society's fault.
I was gonna say, why do we celebrate 4th of July?
Well, I know it's the independence, but I'm saying
do you know where that was? You know where Liberty Bell is?
What year was that?
Philadelphia.
That's right.
What year?
1776.
There you
That's
go.
a good
You
guess.
got it. Hey, by the way, wearing green. Some facts that may surprise you. The whole thing about wearing green or risk of getting pinched. No, St. Patrick himself was originally associated with the color blue. So all you people wearing green right now, come on.
And didn't they say that he was the patron saint of snakes as well too?
I don't know about that.
I saw that. It's in our Catholicism. We kind of
this is the one I think is kind of funny. Drinking. Hey, he's yelling at us. You hear that? He's yelling at us.
Keep the noise.
I'm just kidding. So drinking beer, especially green beer, drinking in bars and pubs in St. Patrick's Day wasn't even allowed in Ireland until the 1970s. And I guess it was invented in New York City. So in 1900. So how does that happen? Corned beef and cabbage. I know many of you Irish like that. Well, it's an American thing, guys.
It's good stuff.
Yes.
It's good stuff.
They like lamb and ham and bacon instead of corned beef. And then St. Patrick himself, well, it's true St. Patrick is the primary patron saint of Ireland. He's actually British. Just go figure.
You dropped that knowledge on us today, Rock. I had no idea that St. Patty's Day that he was English versus British.
Hey, the random fact today is brought to you by the Valley Chevy Dealers. Your Valley Chevy Dealer serving the Valley for over 80 years. Find new roads at your Chevy dealer. Head to valleychevy.com. Coming up in hour number 3, we'll get you all caught up in all the games that have been played, the ones that are in progress. Jax will have the weekend rewind with Ben, and we'll catch up with former NAU basketball coach Mike Adris. So that's all coming up as we continue here from Twin Peaks. Thanks to our friends at Dos Equis. Ben, if you're we're having some difficulty here. I'm not hearing any music playing. So what do we need to break since we got about a minute?
Well, that would be because I told you 2 minutes, not 1 minute.
Oh, okay. We didn't hear you. We got to be a little louder back there.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to chime in once in a while. Be a little louder back there.
Sorry, I was struggling with Jax not knowing what the Independence Day was for.
So did you learn that at ASU?
One minute.
Maybe they don't teach that at Montana. He went to Montana.
Well, yeah, he didn't go to a real university. I know how much he likes to flex that he walked on, but whatever.
Well, we know the real University of Montana is taking on my Cats tonight. That'd be Montana State. So get a little double barrel at you right now, Jax.
Yeah.
Have to redeem yourself in the rewind segment.
Let's go to break.
Yes, we'll do that.
30.
Yeah, that's funny. Anyway, out here at Twin Peaks, the action-packed adventure always starts at Twin Peaks. By the way, got word, their 5th one is going to be opening up in about mid to late April. It's ready to go.
Very nice.
Got word today, so pretty excited about the one at Deer Valley. So another one in Phoenix. So 5 locations, all of them great places to watch all the games all weekend long. And specials, too. Great food. And enjoy the scenery as well. More Roc and Manuch. Jimmy B continues right here on Fox Sports 910.
Hear that? That's the sound of the 2023 Chevy Silverado's turbo high-output engine, delivering impressive power with no compromised durability. Whether you're helping friends move or just moving some friends, this is the sound of a family with plenty of rear seat room to enjoy the ride. And this is the sound of you heading to your local Chevy dealer today. Find your Silverado and find new roads. Chevrolet. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
Gotta love March, and the best place to watch all the action is at one of the 4 Valley Twin Peaks locations. And it's never too late to get some basketball picks in, as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B give you multiple chances to win Twin Peaks man cards with a contest after every round. Just sign up at fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com. And make plans to join the guys throughout the tournament at different Twin Peaks locations to win even more prizes. It's March with Twin Peaks and Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Details at rockandmanuch.com.
Of course, your favorite station is on the free iHeartRadio app. Take us with you anywhere and listen anytime. Plus, get thousands of other stations and playlists all free. Download our free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio. The all-new Nissan Ariya is a fully loaded EV. It's brimming with style and power,
Up to 389 horses of it.
innovation, and intelligence.
E-Force all-wheel drive.
It'll pin you to your seat.
Your very plush seat.
The all-new, all-electric Nissan Ariya. Nissan Ariya with E-Force expected availability early 2023. E-Force cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. E-Force and 389 horsepower available on Platinum Plus. Nissan calculation using 1-foot rollout testing with long-range battery and E-Force only in sport mode with E-Step off. These results are for comparison only and should not be attempted on public roads. Drive responsibly. See NissanUSA.com for details.
Springtime, the best time of the year here in sunny Arizona. Spring training, spring break, and of course, Duke's on Miller and McDowell. Enjoy this weather on one of their 3 spacious patios. One is smoke-free. Duke's, right on the Greenbelt at Miller and McDowell, has awesome food, great drink specials, and is totally dog-friendly. Meet up with your friends at Duke's for spring training.
Where? Miller and McDowell! Scottsdale!
Now open in Rocky Point.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus Next Day Energy with melatonin plus extended release B vitamins.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting from the Superbook.com studio. Superbook Sports, now live. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910.
Finals from the NCAA tournament. Michigan State over number 10 seed USC. The Spartans won 72-62. Xavier got by the 14 seed Kennesaw State by a hair, 72-67. Number 2 Marquette all over number 15 Vermont, 78-61. St. Mary's over VCU, 63-51. Number 3 Baylor over number 14 UC Santa Barbara, 74-56. In the late second half, number 11 Pittsburgh all over Iowa State, and number 6 Creighton holding on against number 11 NC State. I'm Seth Everett on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Tonight, look for mostly clear skies with those temperatures dipping down into the 50s. And then for your Saturday, mid-70s with plenty of sunshine. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by University of Arizona Eller College of Management. The University of Arizona's Eller College of Management, offering top-ranked graduate degrees in marketing, finance, business analytics, and MBA. Elevate your career online or on campus. More at ellercollege.com.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAC Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAC Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Happy St. Patty's Day to you. Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B out here at the Twin Peaks in Scottsdale. You got Jack's out here this afternoon as well, too. Hope you're having a great St. Patty's Day. Please be careful out there, folks. Drink responsibly. You know, it's one of those big days. If in doubt, give Uber a call. We'll save you a lot of time, effort, money, and loss of license. So just be very, very careful. We're going to be here till 4 o'clock before we put a wrap on it. Coming up this hour, catch up with Mike Adris, the former NAU head basketball coach. Talk to him about the upsets we saw yesterday. Really no upsets this afternoon per se, and it looks like things are pretty much chalk so far. So, Jax, with that, let's take a quick update what we got going on. We had a good game going, I thought, with the Creighton game, but you really started to pull away at the very end of the game. And what the hell happened to Iowa State? So break it down.
Slow your roll there. I was about to say Iowa State. That's a big upset
Yeah,
or a bracket buster, as the rejoin says. Iowa State 23% from the field, 9.5% from three, and 50% from free throw. That's the storyline there. They lost by 18 points in a big upset. Pittsburgh, led by another head coach that was a former player and assistant from Duke. There's 5 of them. 4 out of 5 have won their first round games. But when you look at the slate there, Manuch, like you said, not in a lot of upsets. You got 6 Creighton beating 11 NC State. It was close until the last minute. Creighton pulled away there. And then at the other slates, 2 Marquette beating 15 Vermont 78-61. 3 Baylor beating 14 UC Santa Barbara 74-56. Xavier escaping a late heroic look to be upset from Kennesaw State. They win 72-67. And then the top 2 games early in the morning, Michigan State beating USC 72-62. And then St. Mary's, no 5-12 upset so far, beating VCU 63-51.
Boy, that Iowa State beatdown, you win by 18 points, Pittsburgh. I mean, Iowa State, what were they, 0 for 11, 0 for 12. Their first shots to start the game. They never really got back into this game. They only scored 18 points in that second half. But Pitt, number 11, everybody talked about them. They're how well they played toward the end of the year.
It's the first upset today.
Well, so far,
yeah. He said there wasn't an upset.
Well, it just happens.
It just
Jax, you gotta seriously. You're new in the business. Gotta have a little respect for the elderlies. They move a little.
We gotta
slow.
wait till it's officially over.
He's still working. He's still got the dial up. He's got an AOL account. He's trying to get his computer going, even though there's a TV right in front of us.
Just want to make
that
sure
says Pitt 59. Iowa State Cyclones 41.
Well, a lot of people would say that that's not an upset, that Pittsburgh was underseeded.
No, I would agree with that.
Yeah, I would
absolutely agree with
that.
So
you looked at Iowa State, how well they played, but Pitt was really, when they got that 11th seed, they went, wait a second. That is something that they got underseeded. And that's, quite frankly, for them to win and move on in that play-in game, having that momentum and taking on an Iowa State team. So another Big 12 team falls this afternoon.
So we are about less than 2 hours from Grand Canyon in Gonzaga. We're 4 hours from Arizona State and TCU as those games are coming up here momentarily. Well, a couple hours. So as people embark on their St. Patrick's Day festivities, we encourage you to come on out to any of the 4 Valley Twin Peaks locations. We're at the Scottsdale location. We'll be here for another hour. Also, your last chance to win a trip to Houston to watch all this, to see who's going to be in the Final Four, as we are giving away a trip to Houston for 2 games on Saturday and the championship game. And it's real easy. You just got to visit the Casino Arizona Instagram page at Casino Arizona. Look for the post announcing the giveaway. Like the post. Comment who you think is going to win the championship. You now could get that possibly right now that there's been a couple games upsets throughout the last 2 days. And then tag friends Instagram account. And then we ask that you follow us, Roc and Manuch Radio. That's our Instagram page, and Casino Arizona. So you get 6 game tickets, 2 for each of the 3 games, 2 for Saturday, 1 for Monday, and then 3-night hotel stay in Houston and a $500 Visa gift card. All the details up on our website at Roc and Manuch. It'll end tomorrow night. So I know the guys that'll be at the CAZ Sportsbook tomorrow in Casino Arizona will be plugging that away as well.
You know, UConn, everybody's on UConn, right? Got a close game going on right now with Iona. Number 13, Iona. It's 48-43, about midway, or early, I should say, in that second period. But could you imagine? Everybody and their mother's on UConn. In Iona, talk about a buzzer beater or something like that.
No, Iona, the coach is playing for a job, possibly.
Rick Pitino trying to get back up to where he was.
I heard some rumblings, depending on what happens tonight, Bobby Hurley could be heading over to St. John's.
Ooh, interesting.
It's his neck of the woods.
They make him an offer he can't refuse. And to your point, going back home, his brother's back there, his dad's back there. So, you sometimes you wonder if guys, they do feel they can do all they can do at one spot before they want another challenge. And coaches love challenges. They want a challenge. If you can go get the recruits. But if I'm a major coach like a Bobby Hurley in the Pac-12, if I'm going to go anywhere and I want to compete, am I going to be able to get that better recruit than I could have at ASU? Am I going to have the money for NIL? Do I go to the transfer portal to try to enhance those kids from that area to come back to St. John's and put them back on the map? Those are things a lot of coaches just don't move because you can out-recruit somebody. You got the portal, you got the NIL, you got so many other things to think about going, well, you know what? Here's the thing. If I have a pretty good tournament and I end up beating this team and that team and we go deep, all of a sudden eyeballs are on Arizona State University, like the two young men that came from Nevada, came to ASU,
Cambridge,
and see those guys. So I don't know. You hear some of that stuff, but if he ends up winning, beating TCU tonight, who knows? Maybe he stays and says, I can go get that athlete.
I think it's the other way around. I think if he loses, he goes.
Well, if he felt he's taking the team as far as he can, and the program as far as he can.
He's a big name, and he's got a lot of connections out there for recruiting.
Well, and if he can go get those top-notch recruits, and that's such a huge populated area, back in the competing for the NIL or just the transfer portal, or
but how
they
much
want to come there because of Bobby Hurley.
But how much fun would it be to compete against your brother? St. John's, UConn. I mean, that's a great college basketball rival.
It'd be awesome. Yeah, it'd be absolutely awesome. And those are some of the things I think get eyeballs to go watch.
I don't want to see him go because I like to see longevity with coaching, and maybe it'd be nice to see him stay here for a long time. But I don't know if that's going to be the case.
You don't want to see Arizona State as a stopgap for people.
Yeah,
all right, I made my mark. Now I go move on.
The school's always been that way.
Sure, that's true. I mean,
it's always been that way. But the thing about Bobby Hurley, and this could be just me, he I don't know if it comes across as like, does he even like being here?
Oh, the lifestyle I'm sure he enjoys.
But I don't know. He's just got a different personality. He's not that rah-rah guy.
You think he's out of place out here versus being back east?
I don't know.
Here's what I think.
Sometimes I wonder.
The guy that I thought was the lifer for ASU basketball was Herb Sendek. They fired Herb. He would have stayed here forever.
That was Herb.
Good guy.
Yeah.
Just couldn't that with the Princeton offense they were
Forget
running.
about Herb Sendek. Yeah.
But he was the guy that was a lifer.
True.
Wasn't looking for ASU to take a step up.
But Herb was the guy out there doing a lot of radio, television, doing a lot of media. Bobby does his one hit a week on their radio network, and it feels like he's doing it because he has to be there.
Yeah, I mean, but we've had him on several times. He's very engaging. He's
but it's not during season. It's usually out of season. But I like the guy. Don't take it wrong. It's just something I take away that I feel that I think he's that guy.
So maybe now, let's say if they beat TCU and they go to the next round, they got Baylor the next round if they win. And if Baylor wins,
no ASU.
Yeah, if they win tonight against TCU,
they got the winner of GCU and
Gonzaga. But anyways, think about that. So if you win tonight, you play and Gonzaga wins and you win that game. So all of a sudden, eyeballs are on Bobby Hurley going, well damn, maybe we should go to Tempe and play ball.
That's where beep, beep, beep.
Well,
back up the Brinks, and you got to pay him.
Yeah, hey, Ray Anderson.
Yeah. Moving on. It's been reported that KD may be out now for the rest of the season. So that leads us to our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day. Does this change your mind on them going all the way, them being the Suns? And your two choices on the Twitter page at Roc and Manuch. No, he'll be ready. Or yes, needs chemistry for the playoffs. So, again, it's now been reported that KD may be out for the rest of the season. Does this change your mind on the Suns going all the way? No, he'll be ready. Or yes, they need chemistry for the playoffs.
I think I vote no, he'll be ready. You'd like to have 2 or 3 or several games for them to play a little bit. But, I mean, he's jumped in there that very first game. And, they picked up a beat. Did not miss a beat whatsoever. They actually picked up a beat and went down that road. So we'll go ahead and get an update here coming in toward the end of the show.
No, it's 100%.
Got to be.
Manuch, it'll be 100%. We're not doing very good on this poll at all. It's probably our worst poll question ever.
Why is that? No, he'll be ready.
No, it's the worst question we've ever.
There and start playing away.
So, again, go vote on our Twitter page at Roc and Manuch on Twitter. You can check that out. Coming up, it is Jax and Ben's Rewind. They work on it all week, and we'll see what they have in store for us as if we did well, we didn't do well, where we messed up, where we didn't mess up, and where they thought we had a good time. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
The Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em is back. Win 910 on 910 Bracket Challenge presented by Dos Equis. Win man cards after every round. Win the entire bracket and take home a $910 man card. Plus your height in Dos Equis. Head to fanpick'em.com.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
We have a new wreck through Tempe on the 10 eastbound near Elliott Road, blocking the HOV in the left lane. A crash westbound 10 approaching the 17, approaching the split, sitting on the right shoulder. A crash northbound 17 Frontage Road, just north of Rose Garden Lane. And a collision on Barado Way, just north of I-10. That'll slow you up. I'm Lee Powell, checking the roads.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. You do anything to keep your vehicle happy. Let's make sure it stays running smoothly. With eBay Guaranteed Fit, the right parts are just a click away. When you see the green check, you know that part will fit. Get the right parts at the right price. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Win your hype in Dos Equis. Head to fanpick'em.com to fill out your Twin Peaks Win 910 on 910 Bracket Challenge. It's never too late. Play as you can win Twin Peaks man cards after every round. That's fanpick'em.com.
The people of Arizona have voted, and the results are official. Lerner & Rowe has won again, being voted best personal injury law firm 8 years in a row. We'd like to thank everyone who voted, making Lerner & Rowe the people's choice for personal injury. What makes this so popular? We've helped over 150,000 injured people recover billions of dollars for their injuries, and over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. We're recovering more money for more people than any other law firm in Arizona. Call us today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Right Toyota, the #1 volume Toyota dealer in the state of Arizona, ensures you a buying experience that will exceed all your expectations. Check it out for yourself. Located just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at righttoyota.com.
Golfers, swing by Van's Golf Shops for the multi-vendor demo event happening this Friday and Saturday from 10 to 4.
Listen here, buddy. How about you just do what I say, huh?
This big 2-day event is your chance to demo the hottest new products and get custom fit by the manufacturers. Go to worldwidegolfshops.com and book your custom fitting.
Are they all walking away right now?
18th and 18th at Van's Golf Shops at
How come no one just sits there and just chills out?
home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and
Bill
every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket, just like our customer, Michelle. As an entrepreneur, every day is different. My phone bill from Cricket, on the other hand, always stays the same. Without surprises, hidden fees, or annual contracts, I can work worry-free. That's Michelle, everybody, doing business like a boss. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Real customer paid for testimonial. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Hey, this is Lincoln Kennedy, 3-time Pro Bowler. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
In the women's NCAAs, Arizona topped West Virginia in their March Madness opener. Kat Reese scored 25 points. South Florida got past Marquette by 2 in overtime, and Georgia upset Florida State. On the men's side, USC couldn't get it done as they fell short to Michigan State by 10. Xavier and Kennesaw State fought hard in a close one, but Xavier eventually took the win. I'm Seth Everett.
DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use code SPORTS for a special offer when you sign up. That's code SPORTS, only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
The madness continues. Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, live from Twin Peaks, courtesy of Dos Equis. It's not too late to win yourself a Twin Peaks man card. Go to fanpick'em.com and enter the Twin Peaks
Guys, am I going straight to the Jax Rewind?
man cards after every round.
I didn't think so.
Roc and Manuch.
All right, you guys are hot.
All right, from time to time, actually every Friday at this time, we allow the kids to take over. And they can have some fun with us, knowing that we can't fire them. It's part of the contract. We can't suspend them.
See, years ago, you gave him like a whole segment. Initially, you only gave him like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Usually it was like the last
What's
segment
gotten
of the
into
show.
you? Are you okay over
Gotten
there?
older. I'm going to be 55 this year.
Wow, man.
Yeah, I'm going to be hanging out at Fry's and Albertsons on Wednesdays. Get that extra
You're
10%.
like U of A basketball. You're getting soft over there, Rock.
Oh, jeez. That's not good. All right. Let's fire it off as Jackson Ben get to have some fun here with us.
In case you missed this week of Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, our fine rookie Jackson Groff has you covered. This is exactly what I've been waiting for. Jax puts it all together. The best, the worst, and in his mind, the funniest moments from this week's shows. This is Jax's Rewind exclusively on Fox Sports 910.
That is Jax's Rewind. Let's get right into it. And first, you know, lying is it's a sin, I guess. And when lying happens, you know,
Lying? Like somebody's lying on the show?
Yeah.
Fibbing?
No, you don't think it's just embellishing like Manuch does?
No. Jimmy B lies, and he specifically lies about his height.
Oh,
here's this clip.
Yeah.
If I win, can I take Manuch to get my beer stacked up since he's 6'3" and I'm not?
Well, it's a technicality, Rock. It's
going to be whatever's on your driver's license.
Oh,
is that
so
what are you, 5'3"? Dude, why do people that are short lie about their height? I don't lie about my height.
No, you said you were 5'10" the other day.
I did. No, I'm 5'7". That's it.
You are not 5'7". Whoa. Is that with or without
It's on my driver's
You wearing Skechers? Yeah. Skechers get you another 3 inches. At least.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Jimmy.
Skechers make you.
Are you taller than Bugsy
Bogues? He's 5'4".
I could post up.
Oh, you could not.
I could post him up.
So there's 3 lies there. There's 2, I think.
So I think, honestly, Jimmy B, by the way, he's not here on Fridays. This would have been very appropriate here on St. Patty's
We'd
Day.
measure him.
He's our little leprechaun.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's about 5'3".
5'7", my ass.
Yeah,
I said,
5'7".
with or without platforms.
Every little guy I know. Remember Crespin, he was a little guy?
Yes.
They all think that they're taller there. I mean, Jackson's a little guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
fella,
you know.
I'm 5'10". Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's big old boots you're wearing.
Crespin, we get him in his lifts, and Jimmy B with lifts or platforms, he's maybe 5'7".
Oh, that's good.
Well, speaking of height, obviously it's St. Mary's. You mentioned the leprechaun, and you know,
St. Mary's?
St. Patrick's.
St. Mary's game just started?
Whoops. No, they already won, actually. I wanted to put that update in there for everybody
that's
that
right.
St. Mary's won. But Rock was talking about St. Patrick's, and I don't know if Jimmy was too quick to the punch or he jumped the gun or whatever, but he assumed that Rock asked him if he dressed up as a leprechaun, I guess. So here's this clip of Rock and Jimmy B.
Yeah, St. Patty's Day. Woo, you fit right in there, don't you,
I do.
Jimmy? Do you dress up?
Do you dress up as
as a leprechaun?
You said that. But I wasn't even. I didn't even say that. I didn't say leprechaun. Did I say leprechaun?
Never said.
I was just. I was about to go to you drink green beer.
I want you to know too that I can tap dance too.
Well, then, you kind of set yourself up for that one. We didn't say anything. I just looked at Rock and went, I wonder if he does dress up. I mean, to see that.
Have you before?
What?
Leprechaun? Have you ever at a house party?
And the next thing you're going to say, well, were you a jockey?
No, you weren't. Why you just keep giving it? Why are you destroying yourself? We're not even going there.
Well, we gotta do a better job. Stop stepping on each other.
You know what?
Gosh, it's terrible.
Everybody's got their own personal life, whether he dresses up or not. That's his business. What happens behind closed doors.
Yeah, I can just see that.
You think he dresses up as
tonight around 10 o'clock? He comes out. His lady's waiting for him on the couch. He comes out leprechaun outfit. Hey, baby.
Yeah. You didn't even get
out. Jimmy B.
You didn't even get out leprechaun, and you said you dress up. We gotta dress up. Nobody does a leprechaun. But
that's funny.
We'll just leave that to y'all's imagination about Jimmy B and dressing
scary.
up.
Oh, well, this was on Tuesday. Wednesday. Manuch's talking about The Godfather, the anniversary, and he kind of goes on an impression here. And there's a two-part clip. So the first one, he asked me if I've seen it, and obviously I haven't. Well, his reaction and then his impression followed right after. It's pretty good.
By the way, Richie, have you seen The Godfather?
Yes, that's bad. It's terrible. Overrated.
Oh my God. Richie. Have you seen Godfather 2?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Have you seen Godfather 3?
He didn't like the first one.
You guys need to get some culture.
I watched the first one when I was a teenager, gave it a try, hated it, and I was like, this is garbage, and never went back to it again.
That's his opinion. Okay.
Well, so that was Richie's reaction. So there's another clip, The Godfather. We'll give Ben some slack here. Just gave him the order. But if Ben could play the other clip there, ASU grad, that'd be awesome.
Folks, Jax, have you seen The Godfather?
No.
You've never seen The Godfather.
He's like 12 years old.
Oh, my gosh. Make it your favorite. It's classic movies.
I know it is. He's 12.
I know who's in it, but I've never seen it.
Well,
there you go.
Let me enlighten you here just a little bit.
Boy,
let's just
Papa Manuch.
Yeah, I want to make an offer. You
That's awesome.
I'm going to make him an offer again.
That's a Godfather.
That was a good impression.
Absolutely. That wasn't bad.
That's not bad.
Hey, yo, Adrian. Hey, yo, that's
Rocky. Yeah,
oh, yeah, Rocky. Hey, yo, Adrian. Hey, yo, Paulie, don't get mentally irregular here. Rocky.
Stop, Manuch. Sorry, please.
It's his fault.
Rocky, you hate his impressions?
Oh, they're
Those
awful.
are great impressions.
Well, speaking of what Rock hates, I feel like every week it's like Rock hates Girl Scouts, Rock hates something
I don't
else.
hate anybody. Well, my mom would not want to hear that.
Well,
No, I don't hate anything.
Edition of Rock dislikes.
Bill Maher.
Rock, we're trying to figure out what you love. Like at this point, you hate everything.
No, you guys just don't hear
Wait
all
a
that.
second.
I'm a lover.
Hate's
man.
a strong word.
That's what I mean. Dislike. That's my point.
Okay, I'll rephrase it. Rock dislikes ESPN's push for the women's
This
tournament.
drives me nuts.
Here's this clip.
Oh, can I just say something that's been bugging the heck out of me?
Look, might as well go for it.
We all watch Sports Center, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do they need to shove down the women's tournament?
Oh,
I mean, I am tired of with the L bar. I know, with the L bar where you're watching Sports Center, and on the left they got to give you the women's bracket, and on the bottom they got to give you the women's bracket. I guarantee you here at Twin Peaks there's not one person that filled out the women's bracket.
I would agree. I would agree wholeheartedly.
But they paid. Remember when we just had the discussion about money being paid out? They paid a good chunk of money to carry.
But it feels like ESPN is forcing women's basketball.
They are
forcing it.
They are.
No, I know they are, and that's my point. But I got to be politically correct, right? But it sucks. It sucks. It's irritating because we watch the 411 network all the time, and they're force feeding you the women's basketball where we can give to I would rather see soccer highlights. There's so much more that I would rather watch that I think the ratings would go up because I guarantee you once they start talking women's basketball, there's 95% of the viewers are turning the channel.
Clicking that channel.
Well, we got two more left real quick, and this one I like to call the Jimmy B sequence. So it's like a three-parter in one clip. His answer, and then tells useless information that's not what his answer said. And then he took his glasses off, and we acknowledge that as well. So this is all in one clip.
Makes him taller.
The Jimmy B sequence.
Name a word that you would describe the show with, starting with the letter C. This current show. Captivating. Captivating.
Current.
Manuch, captivating. I love it. One on the board.
Current.
Come on, Jimmy.
What's wrong with current?
Jimmy.
That's what we are.
That's
We're
what's
current
going through
here.
your body right now, Jimmy.
I don't know how current we are when you two guys are here because it's all talking like stuff that happened in the 70s.
Hey, did I ever tell you?
This is going to be a long story.
There was a TV show by the name of Paladin. Richard Boone was the star of that show. That's for another Furman Paladin, the TV show.
What are you talking about?
Circa 1963.
There you go, big dog. Yeah.
You went way back. Dog.
He gave you a big dog.
Did anyone notice when we started this segment, Jimmy took off his glasses?
2 minutes.
Is it? Were you on TV? Yeah, he's on Facebook finally. Rock. Is he really? Computer. He's finally can see.
You guys are embarrassing. You guys wear eyeglasses. Just keep them on. You guys look normal when you have them on. You know, the thing is Jimmy brings out that nugget, that random fact of the day about Furman, and we hadn't talked about Furman in a good hour, and all of a sudden it just like the light went off. All right, let me bring out this random fact about Furman.
The Prevagen kicked in.
Yes, it's just ding, 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 ding. Here, I got to get it in. I take my glasses off.
And then last one, obviously, is probably the jab of the week. Roc's jab at the El Presidente champion goes down.
This is great,
round
people.
one.
Listen carefully, my right-wing friends. Arizona fell to Princeton, a 15th seed. They were a second seed. They just lost. By the way, the President of the United States said Arizona win it all. He can't seem to get anything right.
Dude.
1 minute.
There's a lot of people that picked Arizona, Rock, to go all the way. So
I had them in the final
left,
four.
right.
Well, first,
they were left of my bracket.
First, Biden was late submitting his bracket. I believe it was an hour and 2 after the game started.
Yeah, but he's a former president. He can get away with it.
Yeah, exactly. And then the second picks the wrong one. So
did the other president ever pick a bracket?
He did. Yeah,
he never did.
No,
Trump always did.
I bet you he did.
Trump never had a
Yes,
bracket.
he did. He just needed to go public with it. He didn't need that. He didn't need that attention. He already had enough attention.
I don't think.
Why is it that Obama and all these presidents always got? Hey, let's bring out the guys. Let's shoot some hoops.
Because
let's go through my bracket.
They want to bring.
Do
the
you
peeps
really
in.
care what the president's bracket?
Absolutely.
Who cares who Biden thinks is going to win it
was
all?
breaking. He had like 5 brackets.
This guy needs to worry about other stuff than filling out his bracket. And I bet I bet it took Biden a good hour to fill out that bracket.
He just said,
"Where's Kennesaw State? Is
is
that in Iowa?"
I think he
No, Mr. President, it's in Georgia.
No, it's all political, right? He wants that Arizona vote, so he's going to Arizona.
Oh, jeez. Well, the conference championships are. Oh, never mind. That is a bad tease. We're going to go right to NAU head basketball coach, former NAU head basketball coach, Mike Adris. He'll break down the game so far. I'll talk about Princeton and Furman and what to look for over the weekend. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
That was an Anchorman moment there, right?
Yes, it was. Well, Greenwell's here.
Hey, Manuch, hang back.
Behold. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Finals from the
Hey, Jax.
tournament. Michigan State over number 10 seed USC.
Get freaking Manuch to sit down so we can cut his promos.
Xavier got by.
All right, then don't say anything. I'm not doing promos.
State by a hair, 72-67. Number 2, Marquette, all over number 15.
Seen that. What I'm going to do is if Iona wins, I'm going to put the Drake song where he says, Rick Pitino, I take him to strip clubs and casinos.
Crushed.
I'm going to use that as the one call and put a bunch of Iona clubs under it.
And number 6, Creighton over number 11, NC State, 72.
They're down 12?
I'm Seth Everett on Fox Sports.
Bruh! Last time I checked, it was halftime.
On the free.
It's really hard to keep up with the games in here.
The My Guy Referrals Weather Center. Visit myguy.com for 5-star local referrals. Make My Guy your guy.
For tonight, look for mostly cloudy skies, temperatures dipping down into those low 50s. And then for your Tuesday, partly sunny skies with temperatures getting up to about 73 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Double steak grilled cheese burritos now at Taco Bell. 2 servings of grilled marinated steak and a melty 3 cheese layer inside, plus grilled bubbly cheese on the outside. Participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact local stores for prices, hours, and participation which vary. Tax extra.
Join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B every Thursday as they broadcast live 1 to 4 from one of the 4 friendly Twin Peaks. Tune in to 2:45 for Peaks Picks to win a man card. For this week's location, head to rocandmanuch.com.
That's Thursdays at Twin Peaks.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, rock for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcast live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Ready for the underdogs, the upsets, and the unbelievable action from DraftKings Sportsbook? The biggest tournament in college basketball is here. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 on college hoops and get $200 in free bets instantly. Plus, for a limited time, all customers can score a no-sweat bet during round 1 and 2 of the tournament. Go to the app, opt in, and place a no-sweat bet this weekend. If it doesn't hit, you'll get a free bet back up to $10. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and sign up with code 910. New customers can bet $5 and get $200 in free bets instantly. Win or lose. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code 910. 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus issued as free bets, opt-in required. One free bet issued based on amount of initial losing college basketball bet. Eligibility, wagering, and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms.
Stunning design, unmatched intelligence, and a compact ready-for-anything build. Sometimes exceptional is the rule. The Mercedes-Benz GLA, member of the unrivaled SUV family. Learn more at MBUSA.com.
This is why you work so hard to pay the mortgage. Because home is more than 4 walls and a roof. It's that porch swing on a summer night. It's pajamas with feet and everybody over for Sunday dinner. And that old stuffed chair in the living room you just can't get rid of. This is why you work a second job. This is why you learn to fix things yourself, so you could save on repairs. Because home is your place, your memories, your family sleeping in their own beds at night. And that is why we want to help. We are making home affordable, a free government resource that can make paying the mortgage easier. And now even more options are available. Call 888-995-HOPE today. That's 888-995-HOPE. Or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov.
Good night, Mama.
This is why. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
This message is for Shauna, my mom, who just finished her high school diploma. I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. You told me it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
The madness continues. Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, live from Twin Peaks, courtesy of Dos Equis. It's not too late to win yourself a Twin Peaks man card. Go to fanpick'em.com and enter the Twin Peaks Bracket Challenge. Twin Peaks man cards after every round. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
65% free throw shooter. There's the big one. This would be the capper. No good. Arizona with a clear that will not go. And the Tigers of Princeton growl their way
Guys are hot.
two as they upset the number 2 seed Wildcats of Arizona.
How about those Tigers joining us now on the Wright Toyota guest line? Former NAU head basketball coach, our college basketball insider this year and every year here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910. Mike Adris. Mike, Coach, how's your bracket?
Roc, Manuch, if I got to be honest, I threw it away. I'm just as bad as everybody else. I don't know what I'm doing on this show, fellas. It's not looking pretty.
So, not a lot of upsets, no upsets really yet right now, other than, Pittsburgh and Iowa State. But I think a lot of people had Pittsburgh winning that one. But, what has been, other than the Princeton, how big is that Furman win?
Yeah, that was just a crazy ending. I felt so bad for that young man because he probably thought he was going to get fouled, and they didn't. They just trapped, and then he was so close to the baseline, out of bounds line, that instead of calling the timeout, he panicked. I don't know. Sometimes you think the clock moves a lot faster than it does, but it did not move for Virginia. So, the Pittsburgh game, how hard was that one to even watch? I mean, Iowa State scores 2 points in the first 10 minutes and 41 for the game. Defense has been the story today, guys. I mean, hold your opponent to 50 or less and you win. Princeton proved that one yesterday, by the way. And not a lot of scoring going on. So, and you recall when I was at NAU, it was recruit to shoot. I like seeing points in ball games. These defensive struggles is tough to watch.
Coach, we talked a little about the Princeton UVA game. The Pittsburgh Mississippi State playing game was going on when we talked, and Pittsburgh wins that by 1 point. How important do you feel that they had some momentum they had played as they go into today's game? Iowa State came out cold. They hadn't played, like a week? And here's Pittsburgh that's kind of feeling it. Iowa State would miss the first 11 shots, but Pitt, who we all felt would move on, had some momentum and synergy they just played a couple days ago.
Well, I guess that series bodes well for ASU tonight,
I
right?
hope.
Because they're in the same boat, so to speak. But that certainly is a factor. That's a hard factor in conference tournaments when somebody's already played and you're playing your first game. And it certainly, I thought, was a factor today. Pittsburgh was loose.
Mm-hmm.
They already have won a game. They know what it feels like to win a game and advance. And here they're doing it again. Iowa State didn't play like they played this season. They just got off to a horrible start. And then you spend so much energy trying to get back in it. And they did a good job to make it reasonable at halftime. But it's just wasn't their day, plain and simple. And good, and congratulations to Pittsburgh. I don't know if you can win 3 games in 5 days like they're going to try to do, but more power to them if they can.
Coach, I'm going to have to make a public apology here to all the U of A Wildcat fans because I poo-pooed and mocked the Princeton offense, the slow it down to second gear offense, and you kind of pushed back, said, hey, wait a minute, Manuch. They're good coaching, good playing, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I yawned, and this will be a blowout. I got to tell you what, Coach, you nailed it, man. You were on. You slow it down and rebound, and defense wins championships.
Boy, I tell you, and it's getting played out very well in this tournament. I know there's a lot of you don't want to go any further south. Tucson's in the big morning right now. My younger daughter, Natalie, goes there, and my wife was on their Facebook page last night. There is a lot of angry hombres down there.
I can imagine.
The old Pueblo, man. I tell you what, they're not handling that very well. What is it? The second time they've been a 15 seed that they've lost in the tournament. So, boy, they should have known better. You don't take anybody lightly. I don't think they did. They didn't play well, and Princeton methodically did what they do, and that's why it's so important, guys, during the season to play teams that have different concepts, philosophies, and you have a really good team learns over the course of the season to play a really up-tempo game and be successful, to play a really slow-down game and be successful, to be in a methodical game and be successful. I think that's really critical for team psyches when you go up against somebody you haven't seen that style before, and now you're playing it on the biggest stage where every possession matters, and it's win and advance or lose and go home. And And that unfortunately happened to the Cats last night.
Mike Gage just joining us here on the right to it, I guess, on Fox Sports 910. Did you happen to see the end of the Kennesaw State Xavier game?
I did not see that. I saw Kennesaw was in control. Did they miss some free throws? Is that what happened?
Nah,
Or they didn't score in the last.
The big story was
the score.
Well, it was the big story. There was a controversial no call. So if you didn't see it, then I can't get you to give us your take if you thought it was a no call. But that would have been a heck of that's fine. That would have been a heck of a upset for Kennesaw and for Sean Miller to lose at Xavier. That would have just been something else. I think that would have been bigger than anything else we've seen so far this year.
Yeah, the Big East is representing themselves well in this tournament.
3 minutes.
Unfortunately, the big boys are doing what they do, and they just show you the depth. The game that I've been enjoying today was the Iona-Connecticut game. I just love the way both teams came out with an aggressive mentality to score points and go at each other. Watch. I don't know if it's gone final yet or not, but it was an entertaining first half, that's for sure.
Coach, all right, here you are. We'll put on your whistle, and you're facing Gonzaga. They've been there 25 straight years. They're the highest scoring team in all college basketball. What do you do if you're Grand Canyon to try to make it a game? I mean, the spread's like 15.5. Well, what can you do to stop a team like that? Or what can you try?
Go see if you can rent a few Princeton players. I get
Touche, Coach.
It really is going to come down to if they can do that. And I'm sorry, but I know you got Lopes fans there and listeners, but I just don't see that
2 minutes
in this matchup. It's a great accomplishment. You finish fourth in the WAC and you make it into the tournament, right?
Sure.
But to be able to handle what Gonzaga is going to bring at them and their savviness and their experience and all of that, I really question it. Rayshawn Harrison's going to have the game of his life today, and he's going to have to get some sort of help from his inside players because Timmy's going to be there, and the Zags are playing maybe their best basketball of the season in the last month, and so that really scares me.
How about ASU, TCU? TCU, a team that likes to run. Arizona State, we know that they've had a great year on defense, but they're not big scorers. What do you see in a game like this? And if you're coaching this Sun Devil,
1 minute.
What are you going to do to try to get by the Frogs?
I hope he goes at them and they play like they did the other night. I mean, they were shooting it, feeling good, and playing hard. And I loved Coach Hurley's comments there at halftime. We could play better than that. And although they did not in the second half, they still. It's going to be a fun game because TCU does like to go up and down. But I think TCU will show a more commitment to the defensive end to start this game, and they're going to try to punch the Devils in the mouth and take any sort of confidence away from them early. So I'm looking for the Devils needing to get off to a great start this evening, or it could be a very, very ugly night for them.
Coach, enjoy the weekend's games. We'll catch up with you next week. And as always, man, thanks for making some time for us, man. We always appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, guys. Enjoy the weekend.
Mike Adris, former NAU head basketball coach, our college basketball insider. We appreciate him taking some time for us. We're going to wrap it up out here at Twin Peaks in Scottsdale. We'll be back here next Friday. We'll be at the Tempe location on Thursday. But I do want to remind you, our Houston Big Four weekend contest powered by the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. You still can get in. All you got to do is visit the Casino Arizona Instagram page, which is at Casino Arizona. Look for the post announcing the giveaway. Like the post and comment on who you think is going to win the national championship. It's that easy. And then we ask that you follow them and us, Roc and Manuch Radio, on our Instagram pages. And you can win 2 tickets for 2 games on Saturday and a pair for Monday, 3-night hotel stay, and a $500 Visa gift card. That's all at the Casino Arizona Instagram page. That's at Casino Arizona, all written out. More Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B will continue From Twin Peaks, it's Fox Sports 910.
This is The Herd.
Attention listeners.
With Colin Cowherd.
Chase Claypool, DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, and tight end Cole Kmet. No more excuses. That's what this was. No more excuses for Justin Fields. It is always, well, he doesn't have this, and he doesn't have that. Justin Fields, to this point, is athletic. He's a highlight player, but doesn't complete enough passes.
This is The Herd. Monday at 10. Tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
I-10 eastbound near Elliott Road. We have an accident off right. Stop and go traffic from State Route 143. Stop and go traffic. Loop 202 westbound from 32nd Street over to the 51. Have a closure due to an accident. R.H. Johnson Boulevard southbound south of Meeker Boulevard. Your alternates are Grand or Bell. That's traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. 2 for $6. The best deal in fast food. When you want the best deal on the best meal, choose Wendy's 2 for $6. Pick from Dave's Single, Spicy Chicken Sandwich, 10-piece Crispy Nugs, or a medium strawberry lemonade. Pair any two for just $6. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's 2 for $6.
Join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B at Twin Peaks for all the college hoops action presented by Dos Equis. Enjoy ice-cold Dos Equis as you watch the games at any of the 4 Valley Twin Peaks locations. Check out rockandmanuch.com for more details.
At Lerner & Rowe, we don't have empty slogans or make empty promises. What we do have is a history of proven results. In a wreck, need a check? We've collected billions of dollars for our clients, with over $1 billion recovered in the past 5 years alone. Make one call, that's all. And we have a team of legal professionals standing by, waiting to begin working on your case the moment you call. Call Lerner & Rowe today. Find out why we've been voted best law firm in Arizona for the past 8 years in a row.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
The right price, the right selection. It's all now at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Stop by today and see why Wright Toyota continues to be Arizona's top Toyota dealership, located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Finding a roofing contractor you can count on doesn't have to be difficult. At Caliber Roofing and Solar Services, they've been providing quality work to happy customers for the past 12 years. Family owned with over 20 years of experience. They're people you can trust with your roof replacement. Plus, they offer solar removal and installs. For a free estimate, call Caliber Roofing and Solar Services at 480-389-4954. That's 480-389-4954. Online at caliberroofingandsolar.com.
I can't believe tax season is here already. Look at all this info I have to enter.
Phil's small accounting firm is growing in numbers.
Why didn't I take that typing class in high school?
A data entry specialist could really help him in a crunch.
I got blisters on my fingers.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
It's the Lerner & Rowe. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner & Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
I would say I can tell since I've got here. Everything here is nice. I'm not gonna lie, everything. But like I said, for me to come here and see how much I would say time and effort they put into this building, into their players, to the coaches, to the people upstairs, is just a blessing to be able to come here and see that and be a part of something like that. So it's a blessing to see how nice this whole facility is. I think it's free upstairs. So I'm good now. That's all you can eat now.
I got to tell you, that is going viral. Byron Murphy Jr. signs with the Minnesota Vikings, and he just gave the Arizona Cardinals one of the biggest knocks, the biggest going-away presents of any free agent has had in a long time, as he basically just said that he has all-you-can-eat food now at the Vikings facility.
And I think the question before was something about, do you have to pay for this? He goes, no, everything is free. You heard the internet, everything is free. But I get to chance to eat all I want. And in the shot, I call it the shot
across
the bow. I get the Cardinals that, what a beautiful facility. Everything's taken care of, blah, 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 blah. And I get to eat free, and I get to eat all I want for free.
He said well-ran management, well-ran organization. That's some jabs there coming from Byron.
Yeah,
and he's not wrong.
No, he's not. No, yeah. There's a lot of guys who go out the door of the Cardinals say the same exact thing. That is a cultural issue that Michael Bidwell continues to let fester with the Cardinals.
That's the thing, Manuch. It festers. It
continues to be there.
It's we used to joke, and some of the PR people at the Cardinals, former and current, were upset with us because we've been in 18 years now, and we used to play a bit same old Cardinals, and we used to get we were blackballed from Cardinals from getting credentials and bringing on guests and things like that.
Get it yourself.
And to this day, we are still not big fans of some particular people that work there, but it starts from the top. It may not be their fault, these particular PR people, but it starts from the top, and it's sad that here it's still happening from something that this is 15 years ago when we were carrying the games on the station we were at. It's such a joke.
Yeah, and
it is an absolute joke.
And it's
hard to support this organization.
Well, I think the fans are starting to understand. I mean, look at the lack of free agency. They're going after guys right now. They're, as Howard Balzer said at H Balzer 721 with Go PHNX, in reference to being the beat writers, pretty much they're on the cheap as far as
he called it the dollar store.
Called the dollar store.
That's where they're getting the free agents.
Yeah. But the thing is, and the one thing, if the money's overwhelmingly to the Cardinals, guys can come and put up with that. But on par, there aren't a lot of guys that are going to get that much more money versus some of the other situations that are winning organizations. They take care of their players week in and week out because you don't want to have to worry about the family of games and this and here. When I was with Buffalo, they started that with the family suites for your family, your girlfriends, whatever, your parents in town to take care of you. I thought that was awesome. I didn't have to worry about them during the game. Get them tickets, come to here, you come there. They're not doing that here. And that is something that free agents will think of if all things are equal and go, well, they're not like this, they're not like they're.
Until the fan base says, hey, we're tired of it and they don't want to renew. I ran into somebody here at Twin Peaks who's been there for many, 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 many years. Many, longer than when I used to work there. And I said, how's renewals? And he goes, it's okay. And I know he's been told what he can say, what he can't say, especially somebody like me in the media.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine renewals being strong.
No, not at all, especially when you see the lack of free agency. You're signing medial players. You let Byron Murphy Jr. go. You let Zach Allen go.
But if there's a year that you want to maybe take a year off, okay, you don't renew this year, and you buy a couple games, a third market, or on a third. Yeah, is it called third market? Yeah, third market, right?
Whatever.
Second market, third market. And you go to a couple of games, get that fill, go to the game. I mean, you love going to games, but the team's going to win 2-3 games.
Well, I think
they're going to be horrible.
You love football, so you go watch the football. But if you're rooting for your team, being the Cardinals, to have a chance at winning the NFC West, you got about as good as chance as a snowball in hell to go win this NFC West. And if you're like, well, okay, they got to build it down, they got to rebuild it from here. You rebuild the National Football League. You don't rebuild the National Football League.
Yeah, I know.
You acquire.
You hear rebuilds in college.
Exactly.
You
right.
never hear that in the NFL.
Arizona State's going through a rebuild at Arizona State.
Yeah.
You give Coach Dillingham 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah, and you got time.
You got time.
The NFL, your season tickets could be the same amount of money this year as next year.
NFL, you show up to win the Super Bowl, and you're not going to do that this year.
It's unfortunate, and I talked to some Cardinal fans the last couple of days, and they're not renewing. They're like, we're done. He goes, we'll buy a game or two. We want to support them. They're our team. We get it. You got to take the bad with the good, but there hasn't been much good.
And we just heard it from a former player that actually was on record.
Who's a local kid.
Local kid from Sora.
That's the thing. He's a local kid. Grew up a Cardinal fan.
Exactly.
He grew up a Cardinal fan.
He
or
and
at
Christian
least,
Kirk.
Yes.
Both of them.
And I guess if you got him at a party or at some point, you get them a couple drinks in them if they drink or not. I bet you hear some crazy stories. And it's unfortunate for an NFL team.
You hear them all the time from guys that were with the Cardinals.
I hope they can turn this thing around. I keep saying that every year.
For you,
if it wasn't for the Cardinals, I wouldn't be living in this town. I owe them a lot for that reason alone. But damn,
could you imagine being a player? You're a rookie. You're going in and getting like a lunch after a workout, and you're like, okay, I'm going to take the steak and the potatoes. You're walking out home. Whoa! It'll be $20. It'll be $20, sir.
You heard about what happened the other day with the Yankees, and the players have to pay for Wi-Fi on the plane. Sure, that may be the same thing with the Cardinals.
Same old Cardinals.
Oh man! Hey, Twin Peaks all weekend long, all 4 Valley locations: Glendale, Phoenix, Scottsdale, and Tempe. We'll be back.